for not attending my father's wedding, even though we said it was non-negotiable. So Beneficial Aru 492 says, my 25 female father, 45 male, and my mother, 40 female, got divorced around 2 years ago. To me, it wasn't a surprise at all. I had seen it coming since I was 10 years old. That sounds sad. However, to my father and my brother, 17 male, it was a total and devastating shock. My brother, who had already had a myriad of other mental health and school issues, didn't take it well. And my father was blindsided. How did OP know at 10? Maybe it was like you had to be outside of the situation to...
Yeah, she probably like saw like a situation when she was younger, like, oh, they're not a good fit.
That's not going to last that long.
Dad chose vanilla and mom chose chocolate. Not going to work out.
Over. Now, 2 years later, him and my mother are both in new relationships. Okay, they've moved on.
Yay.
But you know what I haven't moved on from?
What's that?
Everyone in this stream.
What's up?
Welcome. We're back.
We're
back and better than ever.
Someone said they had withdrawals. I'm sorry.
That you had withdrawals from us being gone.
I think it was Teddy.
We were vid-conning it up, man.
Yeah.
Meeting all the people.
Met a lot of cool people.
Yeah, we met a lot of really cool people. It was pretty fun. But let's get back to this kind of sad story. My father met a woman, we'll call her Amy.
Boo.
She sucks. On a dating website months after the separation with my mother. She had no children of her own and her husband had died. I'm unsure of how long ago. At first, they seemed like a good fit. She was a bit odd, but honestly, everyone in my family is, so I didn't think much of it.
She'll fit right in.
Like, everyone's odd. It's fine. At first, she was polite and seemed interested in getting to know my brother and I, and my daughter, 4 female. But over time, things became a bit off. Due to medical issues, she had to move in with my father and brother, so they were able to help her out, and it quickly became clear that she did not care about my brother. She was rude, inconsiderate, demeaned him, and did her best to play him down as a priority to my father, i.e. she was to be my father's main priority. It's her way or no way. Anything she did to my brother that my brother then relayed to our father, she denied and accused my brother of being a liar.
Oh.
She sounds awful. She's also overtaken and trashed the family home, leaving my brother to either live with the mess or have to clean it himself. Due to this, I've never liked her, but I've always played civil for my dad's sake, while being honest about how I felt with my brother. Now, Amy and my father are getting married next week.
Uh-oh.
I do not drive. My own fault.
What?
I don't drive. It's my fault.
Just never got around to getting my license.
I never got around to. It's my fault. And I've apologized to my father frequently for being a burden, as he is adamant me and my daughter be there and has tried to find someone to drive us. Supposedly, my aunt has been assigned this task. However, 2 days ago, my husband received a call from my aunt's husband expressing that he believed it was unsafe for my daughter to attend. The wedding is on a bridge.
Oh no, she could fall in.
Wait, the aunt's husband. So the aunt was supposed to reach out and drive OP.
Yeah.
And then the aunt's husband was like, your kid, your 4-year-old can't be on a bridge. No.
Can't let that happen.
So is he not going to drive there? Interesting. I found this odd, as him and my aunt are still bringing all 4 of their children, ages 4 through 12, and especially because he told my husband not to tell me he called. What was the husband supposed to say? Was he supposed to just kind of casually bring it up to OP like, hey, I've been thinking our kid just can't handle bridges. You can't handle them.
I need some context about this bridge thing.
They're unsafe. It's probably structurally unsound. The 4-year-old's gonna, I don't know, fall off and die.
Dead.
And then you don't have a 4-year-old.
And it's gonna be a bummer for the wedding.
Yeah. And the reason, exactly, they're gonna ruin the wedding. And the reason that the uncle and the aunt are bringing their 4-year-old is because they don't really care about their 4-year-old.
Whoa.
They're like, we have 4 kids.
We can get rid of
We
one.
can get rid of one. Sophia Callon, I did break my voice at VidCon. That is why it's a little bit tired today.
No. I think it's for another reason.
I also had a party yesterday, but I think it was the continuation.
Oh,
I
gosh.
didn't have a break.
Wait, did you do improv too?
Yes.
All week?
Not
All
yesterday.
weekend?
Saturday.
Oh, okay.
So I had
Dang.
VidCon, improv, and then my birthday. And so my voice is a little dead. But we will continue. We will push through the pain.
Poor girl.
But you know what? I didn't get sick. But I didn't get sick. And that's the main thing I didn't want that to happen. So
Like
Success.
some people.
unlike some people who got sick. Where was I? But I didn't think much of it, as I had faith in my aunt's husband to be someone of good faith. That has all been blown out the water.
Ooh.
My brother has texted me multiple times late at night to tell me he's been listening in on Amy and my father's arguments. Amy's nearly adamant on my daughter not attending and is saying all of these issues are my fault for not driving. I knew this would cause issues, which is why I had repeatedly apologized to my father for being a burden. My brother then told me my aunt was throwing a fit and angry about being assigned to drive my daughter and I, that she didn't want to bring my daughter either, and instead wanted to bring another family member we'll call Sarah. Sarah is older and lives alone. What? This is such... Okay, hold on. I feel like there's so many solutions to this. One, does the husband also not drive? Does OP's husband also not drive?
2, does it have to be on a bridge?
Does it have to be on a bridge? 3, what about public transport? Why can't they just take the train or the metro or the bus?
If you live where I used to live, no.
No buses?
No.
No buses?
There is no bus coming to my house.
Damn.
I live like 15 minutes outside of the town. No way.
I don't know. I feel like there are more solutions that they're not exploring just because they don't like OP.
True.
I think that's the main issue. I think there are plenty of ways they could fix this, and I think they just, whatever her name is, Amy, I think she just sucks. My brother then told my aunt was throwing a fit and angry about being assigned to drive my daughter and I. Oh, I read that part. Sarah's older and lives alone. Sarah spends tons of money on my aunt, and my aunt knows this, mooching off her as much as she can. Sarah has offered to pay for a hotel room for my aunt and her family. The wedding is an hour from where we all live. It's 100% my aunt's business on who she wants to drive. I won't slight her for that. But the fact she had her husband call mine in an odd attempt to convince me not to bring my daughter just rubbed me the wrong way. My aunt then texted me this morning saying she won't drive my daughter, and I said that's fine and told her not to worry about it. I'd figure it out myself. She was clearly mad and told me I better text my dad and my grandparents, as everyone was all worked up by the situation. Also, does this person specifically just not want to drive the daughter, or does she not want to drive OP and the daughter?
She was really weird towards the brother earlier.
Yeah.
So
well, this is the aunt. This isn't Amy.
Oh.
Yeah. So there's right now we've got a list of characters. We have Amy, OP's dad's new fiance, who sucks. We have the aunt who doesn't want to drive OP because she hates her daughter.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have Sarah, who the aunt is driving. And that's our cast of characters.
Yeah.
I don't understand why they're making it so complicated. Oh no!
Also, real quick,
yes.
Would you guys want a whiteboard for all the like complex stories like this? We can get a whiteboard.
Yeah, we can get a whiteboard and have just Amy hates OP. The aunt hates OP. Sarah is unrelated.
Unrelated. Oh, yeah.
Unrelated to Sarah.
Got some here.
Mad Hatter Gal, thank you for the $10. Just wanted to wish the Worm Queen a very merry unbirthday today. I hope you have all the cake and tea your heart desires. Thank you so much. And thank you everyone else who's wishing me happy birthday in the chat. I appreciate it. I had a very good birthday weekend. Let's continue with this story though. La 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 la.
My husband.
My husband and my mother? Okay. My husband and my mother are now telling me I just shouldn't go. And I agree with them. At this point, it feels like I'm a burden and that if my daughter and I do attend, it will just be awkward as there's a whole group now working against my daughter attending when they know my father said her attendance is non-negotiable. As my daughter's mother, everyone's adamance on her not being there really bothers me. That on top of how my brother has been treated throughout all of this and his own feelings he has expressed to me, this whole wedding feels like a terrible idea. On top of all this, I am currently 32 weeks pregnant with my second daughter, and the constant back and forth fighting and clear ulterior motives has me worked up for days at this point. Yikes.
The best thing to do to wait, if you get stressed out, can you induce pregnancy faster?
Yeah.
This is the best way to get a baby.
Well, I mean, it would have to be, I guess 32 weeks is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you're getting there.
It could work. It could work.
That would be a bit early.
How fast do you want to see your newborn? If you want to see your newborn very quickly, then you should participate in this as much as you can.
You should, yeah. You should get really stressed. No, but that could also be damaging to the pregnancy if she's getting too stressed.
Yes, I didn't say it was considerate. I just said, how bad do you want to see it?
Interesting medical advice from Riley. I love my dad. I want to support him and I want him to be happy. I don't think Amy will give him that. And I can't in good faith support this, especially when I've expressed my brother's happiness is my main priority. And he is far from happy. My brother has also said if me and my daughter do not attend, he will not be attending either. I feel terrible and I'm sitting here drafting a text to tell him I won't be coming, but a small part of me feels as if I'm in the wrong and I can't shake it. Edit to add, because a lot of people keep mentioning it, the man I call my father is my stepfather.
Oh.
My bio dad has never been in my life and my stepdad raised me. So I've always called him my dad. Wait, so this is two step parents now. So stepdad and step Amy are getting married. I didn't know my stepdad wasn't my real dad until I was 9. Wow. So no, my stepdad did not get my 15-year-old mother pregnant when he was 20. My mom had me at 16 with my bio father, who was also 16/17 at the time.
Okay.
And edit 2, yes, my husband knows how to drive. However, the wedding falls on a day he just can't call out of work. As well, he was not particularly eager about the wedding from the moment they announced it. Husband and my father have terrible history, and he doesn't like Amy at all for how she's behaved since they got together. And there is a relevant comment and an update.
This is interesting that it's the bio dad too.
What do you mean? What?
Oh, that this is stepdad.
Stepdad. Yeah. It's interesting that it doesn't seem like he's very considerate to his kids.
Mm-hmm.
This seems really, really messy. And I think that OP would not be in the wrong if she didn't go.
Yeah, no.
Because they're being really, really mean and not inclusive to her, very exclusive to her.
Not fun.
And her kid. I just don't understand why they're trying to get her daughter to not come.
Yeah.
I feel, because I not understand, but it'd make more sense to me if they were trying to if Amy and the aunt were trying to bar both OP and the daughter from coming, but just saying, oh, your daughter can't come to the wedding doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
She's 4.
Okay. I do have an okay story time.
Ooh.
I don't know if I should say it, but it happened to me and this relates. So,
okay.
Well, this is halfway through. I might as well.
Yeah.
My grandmother on my father's side had a boyfriend in her house growing up, and my mom and dad always said it was Uncle Dave. He's always been called Uncle Dave for some reason. So recently they actually got married, like I think 4 or 3 years ago. Now he's Grandpa Dave, Uncle Grandpa Dave. But we didn't go to the wedding because I think she was maybe embarrassed or something because they remarried so much later. I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but I wasn't there, and that was my grandma.
Yeah.
And that's just what happened. You have anything any thoughts?
So using that story,
maybe they're embarrassed and they don't want you there.
Oh, yeah. Maybe I feel like Amy might just not like his previous family.
Mm-hmm. That too.
Yeah, she doesn't want his previous family being a part of this new wedding.
Yeah.
And so she's trying to push them out. And maybe thinking that, oh, if we don't allow her daughter to come, she won't come either.
Yeah.
But she's wording it in a way of, oh no, we just care about her safety. That's
the bridge.
all. Yeah.
That's clever.
Yeah,
love
the
that.
bridge.
4-year-olds and bridges.
She planned it all. That's why she had it on a bridge. She was like, a 4-year-old would never come on a bridge.
Never.
Yeah. Miriam says maybe they don't want the daughter there just because there's no space in the car for both her and OP if Sarah goes. So if it was the aunt, her husband, Sarah, and OP and her daughter, usually there's 5 seats in a car. Unless they have a hybrid Prius, in which case there would be 4 seats in the car.
I know someone that has that.
Me too. Yeah. JC says, Miriam, if that was the case, why not just say that outright? That's all. Yeah, that wouldn't be an issue. If they just said, hey, we don't have enough space in the car.
Yeah.
Then that wouldn't, I feel like that's a very fair issue to have.
Cut butter, I'm on the same page as you. I think we all are. I do not get it.
I don't get it. I don't get what they're being mean. But let's get into these relevant comments and this update and find out what the real reason
Give
is.
me the answers.
Give me the answers. Relevant comments. OP on her parents' age when she was born. OP says my mother had me at 16 and my biological father was also 16. The man I call my dad is my stepdad, and this is all continuing.
Context.
And there's an update, so let's get into it. I've decided not to attend my father's wedding, even though he said me and my daughter's attendance is non-negotiable. It's been a few months, but even recently I've gotten comments for an update on the situation. There isn't too much to update on, but I figured I would for those curious. In the end, neither me or my brother ended up attending the wedding. He went to his girlfriend's the day of and then stayed home alone the rest of the weekend. I had invited him to stay at my house, but in the end, he declined. I sent my dad a text beforehand that I was sorry and wanted him to be happy, but if I was backing anyone, it would be my brother. Stick together. He proceeded to send me a very long paragraph about how he couldn't believe what was happening, and he really stepped up to be my dad, even though I wasn't his kid. That's kind of a weird blow to...
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like that's not the way to get your child back on your side. To be like, I'm not your dad, but I really did a lot for you. Like the guilt tripping. Yeah. Literally just guilt tripping them.
Not fun.
No. How he stepped up for my brother after my mom left when I know well and good he didn't. Oh, he was saying how he stepped up for the brother, but he didn't. And that Amy was the right woman for him despite everything. I was too stunned about his comments about stepping up to be my dad that I kind of glazed over the rest, and in the end, never replied.
Ooh.
As for me and my dad, we have not spoken since then, other than me awkwardly texting him happy birthday. Thanks. I haven't seen them or spoken to them. I haven't spoken to any of his family since then either. I've seen my brother and a few times, but he doesn't seem eager to talk to me or see me either, and I'm unsure why. I've since had my second daughter. Everything went smoothly, and she is perfectly healthy. Neither my dad or his family has even texted me since, even though I know they know I had her. That's you can't say that you've stepped up and then not even reach out to your daughter about her having a baby.
Yeah.
Really, yeah.
And he's still hurt.
Yeah, but nah, that's messed up. At the end of the day, I'm ultimately unfazed. However, I can't deny it's upsetting to lose contact with so much family over something so trivial. I won't be reaching out first to any of them, and knowing how they are, they won't reach out to me either. So I guess that's it. I'm hoping I can try and better connect with my brother, as he means a lot to me, and I worry about him still living at home with our dad and his new wife. But when I do see him, I ask him how home life is, and he just kind of shrugs. Thank you to everyone who gave advice on my original posts and to all those who were curious about how it all ended. And there are some relevant comments to finish us off. JC says, I feel like there's something missing because why is the brother acting weird now? The dad's comments too. It's all pretty fishy.
Nothing's adding up.
It's pretty fishy. We don't know why they don't want OP's daughter there, her 4-year-old. We don't know why they're having a wedding on a bridge.
Yeah, what the heck? Yeah.
We don't know who Sarah is and why the aunt needs to drive Sarah. It's all confusing. I don't know what's going on here. They just all kind of suck, and OP just wants to chill.
Yeah.
And, have a relationship with her family, and they're all just being like, eh. Also, did we find out how old the brother's 17, right? I believe.
If we scroll
yeah, because he's living. I was wondering why he was still living with him, but I guess if he's 17.
My brother's 17.
I wonder if he can live with the mom though. OP's biological mom.
Yeah. Brother was 17, and then he was in shock whenever the stepdad and mom broke up.
Yeah. It's a very messy situation.
Yeah.
Also, Love Bubble says texting happy birthday to a person you only speak to like once a year is a different breed of awkward. Yeah, OP sending her stepdad like a happy birthday message when they've kind of gone no contact is awkward.
Yeah.
But there are some relevant comments to finish up this story.
Okay.
OP on if she didn't go to the wedding to support her brother who was invited to their father's wedding. And what about her husband? OP says, my husband was working and has a long history of animosity between him and my dad. Yes, my aunt wanted to give a relative a ride, which was fine. Had she told me that I'd been like, okay, cool, all good. Her and her husband instead played games to try and trick me into not bringing my daughter. My dad's current wife has issues with my brother, treated him terribly. I didn't want to support their marriage if my brother was going to continue to be treated terribly. I know for sure my brother didn't go. I think the current issue with him is related to something else. And then my aunt texted me 2 days before the wedding after her and her husband played mind games for a week. But then I had been fed excuse after excuse as well as dealing with so much BS, I didn't want to go anymore anyways. My dad did not tell me in advance our relationship would be over. The non-negotiable in question was told to our family, only for it to not matter in the end. I want to know where you get the idea I'm surprised. I said that's that. That's the end of it. This side of the family has a long history of drama and no contact phases over many different disputes with different people. So it isn't a surprise at all. I simply came to give an update I was asked for by multiple people. I couldn't care less at this point if they talk to me or not. But it can still suck to lose a connection with the family I was once very close to. And then OP on her relationship with her dad. OP says, I didn't bring up how he wasn't my bio dad, as I've been told many times in the past that he's my dad because my bio dad is a POS and I saw him as my dad since I was 2 years old, which was why it was weird. It seems like he was taking care of me and my brother in our face. And that, folks, is the end of that story.
End of that one.
Which I feel like we didn't get any answers about why they didn't want the daughter to come.
Yeah.
It seems
sad fallout.
It seems like a really sad, unnecessary fallout between the father and OP. I think that in the end, what I'm taking away from this story based off what we've learned is Amy did not want OP to come. Yeah. Because of, they probably have they have a fraught relationship. OP doesn't like the relationship between Amy and the dad. So Amy is probably like, I don't want her here. Mm-hmm. And so did whatever she could to keep her away. And I think that was by saying, oh, we don't want your daughter here. Interesting. Confusing. Your 4-year-old daughter who we have beef with. And then the dad is siding with Amy over both of his kids. And now I think maybe it seems like he was previously really sold on I am your dad. and I'm going to treat you like my biological children. But then when Amy came into the picture, kind of changed that up and was like, well, you're my stepkids. And I was doing you a favor by stepping up. Yeah. Not great.
I need some conspiracy theories.
Yeah, give me throw some conspiracy theories in the chat about why we think that they didn't want the 4-year-old there. JC says he was deaf, throwing it in their faces. This story seems so unfinished, but sad nonetheless.
Do you think OP may have left some stuff out on her point of view?
Maybe because we didn't get so we learned that the reason the husband couldn't drive her is because he was working. But I think if that were the main issue of like I need someone to drive me, the husband could have Uber.
Other family members.
If it's only an hour away, it's an expensive Uber, but maybe the husband could have woke up early, or she could have stayed at like a family member's house overnight. So they didn't have to drive in the morning.
Yeah.
There was a lot of solutions, and it seems like nobody wanted to
Nobody really tried.
No one tried. And I think that is kind of the reason why this relationship isn't going to work out between the family members.
Yikes.
Bummer. But let me read some donations while Riley goes to the bathroom. Samantha, thank you for celebrating your 3 months of membership. Happy birthday to our lovely Queen Sophia. Wishing you a birthday that's as wonderful as you are. That's so sweet. Thank you. And Uncle, Daddy, Jesse, thank you for the $25 tip. Happy belated birthday, Sophia. And hi, Riley. Thank you so much. You guys are so sweet. I saw all of your birthday texts in the Discord, and it was very nice. But while Riley's gone, I'll tell you about so I had my birthday party last night with my friends, and it was a little Renaissance birthday. And I made everyone bring a talent and had a little talent show that I oversaw. And it was great. Everyone brought like a funny little talent. We had some singers, we had some magic tricks, we had 2 jugglers. So yeah, I highly recommend throwing a little Renaissance party. It's quite fun. Miriam says, I agree with you, Riley. I think something may have been left out based on the reaction of the brother. Yeah. Something's fishy. And Mad Hatter Gal, thank you for the $5. Hatter's money is probably the wife didn't want the child there because she doesn't want to be outshined.
Ooh.
Some people. So true. Yeah.
I'm back.
Riley is back. Are you ready for the next story?
Are you ready?
Yes. I lied. I'm not.
She's not ready.
Okay, let's do it.
Oh, wait, I'm not ready.
Okay, Riley's not ready.
I'm sorry. It's Monday.
Yeah, we had a long weekend.
Long couple of days.
Long week into weekend, I would say. Boy, oh boy.
Like this.
I don't know.
It never looks like this. What?
Nothing's wrong with it.
Okay, that looks.
Oh, okay. All right, let's get into it.
Yeah.
Am I the a-hole for completely canceling my stepdaughter's birthday party? Maybe.
What if they had a Renaissance party and they were just like, you're done.
You're done. More. No more party for you. I would be really sad. So Crafty Row 470 says, I, female 43, broke up with my ex, Charlie, male 42, last spring. After finding out that he cheated with his ex, Sandy, female 34. Yikes. We were together for 3 years, in which I was a very committed stepmother to his kids, Sarah, female 17. She and I never acted like mother-daughter, but I was the go-to adult when she had problems or needed anything because she and her mom didn't get along. And my ex would try to help, but his solutions weren't very effective.
Dang. Peep that age difference.
The 10 years. Yeah. Well,
8.
What?
8.
8 years. Oh, I thought it was 2. Yeah, 32. Yeah, 34. I don't know. I think after 30, it's fine. Depending on when they started dating.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. We were together for. Oh, I said that. 1.5 years ago, I completed a very ambitious project for a large company. I started getting paid but bonuses and royalties only came in this year upon launching. I was so happy and so grateful that I opened accounts for my kids. I decided to give Sarah the birthday party that she wanted. Her birthday falls in July, and she wanted a pajama party for 25 people with a big bash, fancy cake, balloons, and a DJ.
Okay.
Whoa.
This seems like a great time.
That sounds like a great 17th birthday. A DJ?
A DJ in pajamas?
Yeah, a dance party, but you're in your pajamas? That sounds amazing. That's our next party. Pajama party. We should have a pajama party. I think that would be fun.
Oh, yeah. I'd be down.
So I set up a savings account under my main bank account. Charlie ended up asking me to help him fund a business idea, but I declined for a variety of reasons.
Ooh.
We were not married, and I prefer to go solo. His business idea sucked because he was inventing the wheel, and I would be finding everything. We ended up having to close the conversation because he got angry and said he needed a helpful partner by his side, and I responded that I was taught to not give men my money. I know I was harsh, and I apologized.
At least make it a good business idea.
So the issue here is we have OP is funding, or at least setting up, her stepdaughter's birthday party.
Mm-hmm.
And then her partner comes to her and is like, hey, I've got a business. I want to reinvent the wheel, and I want you to fund it. And she's like, no, that's stupid. I'm not funding it. And that's where we are.
Interesting.
Logan Badwolf says, dang, OP, tell us how you really feel. Yeah, I was taught not to give men money. I think that's a funnier way of saying no to someone than your idea sucks.
Yeah.
Like, sorry, I can't. You're a man. I can't give you money.
Yeah.
It's the rules.
My parents told me not to give money to women.
Did they?
Yeah. Does that sound worse?
I mean, I feel like the context matters.
Oh. Well, her parents told her that.
I think she's lying.
Oh.
I don't know. I know I was harsh, and I apologized. I began to feel very insecure when Charlie started to criticize my makeup and my personal style.
Ooh.
Yikes. And Dawn Mayflower says, wasn't it her ex-partner, so no obligation? I believe this is her current partner. Oh no, it's her ex. You're so right. Wait, her ex is asking her for money?
What?
Yeah, right. I'm sorry. Yeah, she got cheated on, and so her ex is coming to her and asking for her partner. Dawn Mayflower, you're so right. Why would she have obligation to give her ex money? That makes no sense. That makes no sense. He also praised the other women to my face, and I felt horrible. Early in the relationship, we had issues because of his communication with Sarah, his ex, which resulted in him promising to cut her off. Yeah, Jacqueline Chenard says, could this be before the cheating? It doesn't say. It seems like it is after the cheating that he asked for help.
Yeah.
1.5 years ago, I completed I think that OP during the relationship was doing really well business-wise. And then I believe that
Beauty Like Night. This is before they broke up.
It's somewhat unclear whether or not he asked during or before the relationship broke up. We'll continue and maybe she'll clarify.
Yeah.
Early in the relationship, we had issues. Fast forward, and I began to notice that Sarah was very active in his family's social media. She gave likes and commented a lot, so I asked him if they were still in contact because it just didn't make sense. He denied it. I went on a 10-day business trip, and our communication was very off. He would only take my calls until early in the night and became very vague about his daily activities. I couldn't reach him at all for 2 nights on several days apart. He sounded weird. When we finally talked, so I lied about having to delay my return date for a few days and arrived 1 day earlier instead. Uh-oh. I came home to find condoms in the trash.
Ooh.
He also claimed to have been to his mother's house until late. I said I was sick. What were you doing at your mother's house? I said I was sick when he asked what was going on and didn't mention anything, but he rushed to take out the trash and to do the laundry. Unbelievable.
Ooh. Laundry.
Unbelievable.
Not the laundry.
You know what? If you're going to cheat, you should have disposed of the evidence because you left all of it and now you're getting caught red-handed. I got into his phone. I know it's wrong. No, but you already know he's cheating.
Yeah.
Like, it's wrong, but you already know he's cheating. So it's, yeah. My rule about that is it's going to ruin your, like, it's going to ruin your relationship. Yeah. But if you already know they're cheating, then yeah,
Or
get in there.
maybe he was getting really freaky with himself. And that's why he was being awkward.
Not. I said where was I? I got into his phone, I know it's wrong, and found hundreds of messages from his ex, pictures, voicemails, and conversations like they had never broken up. He consulted her about things, told her about his day, etc. Then I found a family chat that made me sick. He, Sarah, and Sandy spent a whole 2 days at a camping site last year when I went to visit family. Oh my God. And there were pictures from last Christmas with his ex at his mother's house.
Wait, Sandy? Who's Sandy?
I have no idea who Sandy is, but oh my God. Wait, so he was just dating both people at the same time?
Yeah.
I want to know if the ex knows. If she was ever actually an ex.
I doubt it.
But she had to have. You doubt that she knows or that she was ever an ex? Like, do you think that the whole relationship
she
continued?
Had to know because they're married.
They're married. So
There's
she had to
pictures.
have known. Like, this was her, she had she was caring for a stepdaughter. I think that this ex, Sarah, knew that they were married, but I think that.
And liked it.
But yeah, I think that she was just continuing it and she didn't care. I can't believe that the mother hid this. Like the mother-in-law too. Everyone, it seemed like a lot of people were in on it, and that's super messed up.
That's crazy.
Yeah, for the ex/affair partner to come to Christmas. Yikes.
Oh.
Sandy's the step. Oh my God, that's even
gosh.
worse. That's even worse.
Oh, the 17-year-old?
Sandy, the ex, quote unquote ex, and OP's at that point husband went on a camping trip together, so they all knew.
Okay.
They all knew. Cancel that girl's.
I totally
cancel
forgot
her
about
party.
the story.
Cancel her party. Yeah. Okay. So I think this was a story within a story. So it started off with OP like already broken up, and then she went back in time and was like, "This is how it happened."
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Yikes.
Duchess Cassandra says the ex is Sandy's mom, and Sandy is the stepdaughter. Oh. Okay. You know what? I feel like I was slightly misunderstanding the conversation. This is messed up. However, I do slightly understand wanting to spend time with your daughter as a family. So that, I think there was still cheating on that maybe Sandy knew about.
Yeah.
But I think it makes more sense for her to be at gatherings. I don't know. What do you think? Do you think that if you found out that your husband's ex was attending Christmas and camping trips, would you consider that cheating? I guess if you didn't know, it's cheating.
If you didn't know, it's cheating.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking of it from the 17-year-old's perspective,
Yeah.
because we've read stories where the kid knows but they don't want to say anything.
Yeah.
They're like, I don't want my parents to break up again, you know?
Yeah.
So I would honestly like to see what the 17-year-old thinks, because she didn't say anything.
Yeah. No, I think this wouldn't have been as much of an issue if OP had known about it. If the ex was like, "Hey, my daughter wants to spend time with her mom. So we're gonna do like a camping trip and stuff." I know. I'm sorry for my reading comprehension, but I do want to double check that this is
if I was
Sandy,
a wife.
No, if
If I was OP, I would want to go to that camping trip, even if they said that.
I feel like why wouldn't she be invited?
Yeah.
I want to make sure it doesn't specify that Sandy or Sarah is Sandy's mom, though. It doesn't say.
But they got together wait. They got
Yeah.
together 3 years ago, and what's the ex's name?
Sandy.
The ex's name is Sandy?
It says, and I was very committed stepmother to his kid, Sarah.
Out.
Sorry, guys. Reading
Sarah.
comprehension.
Who's
but
Sarah?
Also, this is. Okay. Pause. We have Sarah, who is OP's husband's ex.
Okay.
/ affair partner. We have Sandy, who is the daughter to OP's husband and stepdaughter to OP. However, it is unclear whether or not Sarah is Sandy's mother.
I would assume
they do
yes.
not. We were assuming, but it does not actually say whether or not this is her daughter.
I'm going to say I'm 90% sure.
I am 90% sure it is, but it doesn't specify. I think if it is, it makes slightly more sense why she's showing up to events. I think OP still should have been told, and that is not okay.
Mm-hmm.
But if she's not, then it makes zero sense why she's showing up to the events. Yeah. Marcia Van Warmer says, but why else would Sarah go to Christmas at the family's house if she wasn't the baby's mama? Yeah. I am focused. This is just confusing, Mad Hatter. Okay. We're going to continue with the idea that Sarah is Sandy's mother. We're going to go on that. All right. Where was I? Okay. I got into his phone and found hundreds of messages. Oh, and we read that.
Here we go.
Obviously, he had a full-blown relationship behind my back, and his entire family was aware of it. I directly confronted him and tried to deny it until I listened to one of the voicemails, I think. I couldn't take the humiliation, so I moved out weeks later. I closed the bank account for the birthday bash and kept the money for myself. I cut everyone off, including his kid.
Dang.
Ooh. He reached out in the last week of May. He pleaded with me not to take away Sarah's birthday celebration. I never replied. I know she's a teenager and that she has no control over her dad's actions, but she seems awfully comfortable in her pictures with his ex, and I feel extremely betrayed. Also, there's no way in hell that I'm funding a party that I'm not going to attend for obvious reasons, and I don't want to contribute to a celebration so that his shitty family can eat and drink on my dime.
Ooh.
Sarah's mom always had separate celebrations for her, and her gift was supposed to be a camping trip. My ex's family cannot afford the celebration unless they saved way in advance. My best friend says that maybe I can send Sarah a gift if I find it in myself to forgive her actions, but I don't feel like it. His sister sent me a voicemail the other day asking me to please don't turn my back on her niece. I feel awful because I know this was Sarah's dream, but I'm too disgusted to back out from my decision. Am I the a-hole? And there is an edit to confirm that the ex was not Sarah's mom.
Oh.
So Sandy was not Sarah's mom, and I do think I mixed up their names, so apologies for that. She's an ex-girlfriend and much younger. Her mom is also in her 40s.
Ooh.
Okay.
That changes a lot.
Metaphorical whiteboard is happening right now. I'm sorry, this was a confusing story.
We're getting a whiteboard.
We're getting a whiteboard. Okay. We have Sarah, OP's daughter. OP's stepdaughter.
Sarah or
Sarah.
Sandy?
It was Sarah. I did mix it up. I'm so sorry. I need an editor. Wait, is this a recorded?
Yeah.
Editor, can you just, whenever I say Sandy for the stepdaughter.
Well, it's not an episode one.
Oh, thank God. Okay. And this doesn't count.
This is going to go on Facebook. You're good.
Thank God. Okay. So Sarah is OP's stepdaughter. That was they shouldn't have made two S names. That was confusing, honestly. Sarah's OP's stepdaughter. Sandy is the cheating affair partner, and not Sarah's mom.
Okay.
It does change everything, Marcia. It does, because now this ex is going to Christmas, is going on camping trips with the stepdaughter, and that doesn't make sense. And so it feels like Sarah was in on all of this, which in that case, I understand why OP would not have wanted to fund her birthday party. Yeah. Very, very yikes. Can we do a poll?
What do you want to do?
I want to do a poll and say, would you have paid for the daughter's birthday? Yeah. Yeah, Miriam says, wow, that makes it 100 times worse. Yeah, we were all operating under the impression of like, oh, this is her mom, so it kind of makes sense why she would be there. But now it doesn't make sense at all. And this is just a bunch of cheating going on. Yeah. Yeah.
Stinky.
Stinky. Miriam, I believed Sandy was the child unless OP switched the names. It seems like no, Sandy, I did double check. Sandy is the ex, just to clarify. Sandy is the ex and Sarah is the child.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The ex is not the mom, and there we have it.
Yeah, the kid should have said something.
Yeah. Dawn Mayflower says, but even if it was biomom, it's still out of order to hold that back from OP. Absolutely.
Yeah.
It would have still been unforgivable if they were going on trips without OP's knowledge. But I think it makes it all the more horrible that this was an unrelated ex and she had literally no reason to be there. Yeah. Jasmine says, no, but I would put more of the blame on the dad. It is absolutely the dad's fault, but I think I would be pretty pissed if a 17-year-old, like, who is knowledgeable enough to know, that something is wrong.
An adult.
Yeah. I think it is less a matter of punishing the daughter.
We had one person
and more
say,
like, I just want to step out of this relationship.
I want to know their response.
Pay for the beat. Yeah. I understand why, because they did have a relationship, but I'm like, why would you fund? I don't think I would fund a birthday party for people that knew that they were. Yeah, exactly. Everyone knew that OP was being cheated on, and were doing all of the stuff behind her back, and then expected her to fund their lives. Like, OP was expected to fund the birthday. OP was expected to fund a business venture. All for like people that were cheating on her and, being awful to her.
Only way I would pay for the 17-year-old's thing is if like, yes, they did hide it from me, but they felt really bad and they were like the other kid, they were like, I didn't want you guys to break up and I didn't know how to like really, feel about it or whatever. But in the picture, OP said they look comfortable. Yeah. Oof.
Yeah. Which is, messy.
Good on OP.
Messy.
You're not the a-hole.
Yeah, I say not the a-hole. I say nay says OP doesn't owe these people anything. I agree. Anon says not punishing the daughter, but she wasn't going to do anything until after she paid for the party, I think. Oh, wasn't going to say anything. Yeah, maybe Sarah, the daughter, was like, oh, well, maybe I'll bring it up to her after my party happens because I don't want to jeopardize my party, which is still pretty messed up. Socrates says the stepdaughter is probably confused at this point. Teaching the child, Sarah is still a child, probably grew up thinking that family-oriented stuff happened this way, that this was normal and okay. For sure. But I think in the end it seems like it was less about punishing, like OP punishing the daughter and more about just stepping away from this family.
Yeah.
And I think the only thing that would make OP maybe angel in this story is going to the father and being like, hey, like giving a little bit of prep time and being like, hey, I'm not going to pay for this. If you want to pay me back, that can happen. But otherwise, I'm going to get a refund on all these things. Yeah. I think that would be the only thing that would be like angel, but she doesn't owe
She has the right to be.
She has the right to be
angry.
Yeah, I agree. Yes. That is the whole story. It was a little bit confusing, but now we know what's going on.
Facts.
And now I'm going to read some of your donations.
Let's go.
Woo! I think we read that one.
Okay.
Yeah. Coffee Girl, thank you for celebrating 3 months of membership. Happy birthday, Sophia. Hail to the Worm Queen. Appreciate it. Thank you. And Gabe Elijah, thank you for celebrating your 3 months of membership as well. Thank you for the gifted memberships. And happy birthday, Sophia. How's John? How was VidCon? Sophia and Riley are my favorite combo. Love you all.
John's
Love you
dead.
too, Gabe. John as well. John is many days without symptoms. We're chilling now.
John died.
John, oh, sorry. I lied. I lied to cover it up. You're not going to see him.
He's gone.
He's gone. Yuki Cross, thank you for the $20. Happy birthday, Sophie. And thank you so much, OKOP, for entertaining me with other people's drama while I'm working. Truly makes me love my life. I love you guys.
Yeah, I
too.
do enjoy this drama because like I like don't like to hear real life drama at the end of the day.
Yeah, I don't want drama in my life. I just want other people to have drama and me to read it.
Yeah.
And Alan Foster, thank you for the $5. The ex was never an ex, apparently. OP just found out she was the mistress and never knew. Everyone else knew. That's what I think. Katrina Kokernak says, I would put stipulations on paying for it and his family wouldn't be there, just her friends, so I could be there. I'm petty.
Oh, that's why they would pay for it.
Yeah.
That's the only person that said they'd pay for it.
Yeah, I see. And Love Bubble says, sorry, I was on a phone call and missed all of that. She dropped him faster than ice cream melts in the hot summer heat.
Whoa.
Yeah. But also, I mean, like when you find out that your ex is, or that your husband is cheating on you with his ex and everyone knew, I feel like dropping them quick is
the best thing.
Yeah. Also, you're so right, Josephine. I don't know what OKOP is, Yuki Cross. I only know okay, story time. Love Bubble says, oh snap, please tell me they didn't have a baby. They did not.
They did not.
They did not, yeah. OP was able to cut ties cleanly, or as cleanly as this situation allows. Yeah. But that's the end of that very complicated story.
Yeah, let me go downstairs. Well, so they were gonna come in. Ask John if he's gonna come in, but maybe in a second.
Okay.
But
all right.
I'm just gonna go check on him.
Yeah, give him a little check.
All right, I'll be right back.
I'll talk about VidCon. Yeah, so VidCon was super fun. This was my first VidCon ever, so I didn't really know what to expect. But the badges that we got for being creators let us go. There's a couple different like creator lounges that you can go to in the hotel near the convention. And so there was like an Instagram lounge and a YouTube lounge, and you got a lot of like free swag, which was awesome. And it's interesting because it's kind of like you're seeing all of these creators that you watch, but you're not allowed, like it's not like a meet and greet because you can't really fangirl about it. Because you have to be professional. You're like, oh, I am here as a creator. I can't go up and ask for pictures with all these people. So I would see people and be like, cool, I'm so chill right now. But I did get to talk to a lot of people that I love and I've been watching for a while. Like Sam and I talked to John Green, and we talked to him like 20 minutes. We were talking to him and his daughter, and he was so nice. Genuinely, like, very nice man. Sam and I made him laugh. That was pretty sick. Yeah, no, we talked to him for like 20 minutes. Lovely, lovely man. I feel like I haven't heard of bad interactions with him. He seems like just a genuinely really nice guy. Who else did we talked to Charlotte Dobre, who's also very nice. Yeah, just a lot of other people. There was a lot of fun VidCon parties happening every night. And so I was always constantly tired because we were always out quite late at these parties. Anna Banana, we saw Charlotte Dobre.
We did.
Yeah.
I got her Instagram.
Yeah, Riley got her Instagram. What was I gonna say? Oh, at one of these, so there was a TikTok party that we weren't on the list for. We weren't on the list for it. And so we were like, are we going to be able to get into this party? Because it seems like maybe they might be pretty strict.
We had no clue.
We had no clue. And so we waited in this really long line and then got up to where they were checking.
Smosh.
We were behind Smosh the whole time. Oh my God.
Oh my gosh.
There's one person from Smosh who I really love because of like other things that they've done outside of Smosh. And I saw her earlier and she was wearing a really cool shirt and I wanted to be really chill. And so I was like, hey, love your top. And then I just went, and she was like, thank you. And I moved on. And then we were standing behind her in this line and I was like, hey, you had that nice top earlier. And she was like, what? Oh yeah, thanks. And that was the entirety of our conversation. And I was like, well, nice.
Faceplant.
Yeah. But you know what? Whatever. I had other great interactions. She was still very nice. I just was very awkward.
You mentioned John?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, we talked to John. Oh yeah, Riley was also talking to, it was Sam, Riley, and I.
Yeah, I told him about the sawmill, John Green.
Duchess Casana, we didn't really talk to Smosh.
No, they were too cool to talk.
They had their own group, I think. Because it's so big, I feel like they kind of orbited around like their friends, which is totally fair. But yeah, no, they were pretty, we didn't get to really talk to them. But anyway, so we got to this TikTok party and we got up to the line and the people checking in, they said, what's the name for the list? And Sam just immediately acted like he was on the list. He was like, oh, Stepdaughter. And then they asked for the email and he provided it. And somehow he was on the list.
Yeah.
It was weird. I didn't understand. And then he got a +1, but it was Riley and I. So we were like, okay, let's try our names too. And so all of us ended up being on the list. I don't know why.
I think you had to RSVP for this.
You did, but all of our RSVPs were pending unless they approved of all of it.
Oh.
Yeah. But yeah, so we got into this TikTok party and I saw a bunch of the gaming creators that I love. And it was so weird because I was talking to this girl who I didn't know and we were just having a conversation. And then apparently she was a gaming creator. And then all of these other gaming creators that I've watched for years started coming up to her. And I was like, so yeah, that was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was part of.
I saw like some of my funny TikTok people. And I saw one dude I really want to talk to, but he's too cool.
Yeah.
Giuliano.
Yeah. I saw Tommy Innit walk past. I didn't talk to him. He just walked past me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
YouTuber world's crazy.
It's crazy. I think it was just interesting to see these people that I watched like walk around me.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even get to interact with them. They were just, Anon. It was like the Tommy Innit, Tubbo, what's her name? I'm forgetting her name. It starts with an N. Nichu? Is that her name? I think it was like that group.
I have no idea.
It's all of the Minecraft gamers that I watch.
Oh.
Yeah. But yeah, that was VidCon. Yeah.
Yeah. Another story.
Yeah, let's get into another story.
I try to find John. He is not here.
He's not here?
I hear his voice.
Oh.
But he's not here.
Intriguing. I really need him to bring like me some tea.
Tea? You need some tea?
Tea with some honey.
Whenever John gets here, we can let him go.
The Celtic Kit, I don't think we saw Matt Pat. I didn't see Matt Pat.
I didn't see him.
I don't think I know what Matt Pat looks
like. Because I don't even know
like.
what he is.
What? I don't think I know what Matt Pat looks like.
I try to like be so oblivious about like
same
like YouTubers, so then I didn't bump into someone and like freak out.
Yeah. Oh, Matt Pat. Yeah. Okay. We did not see Matt Pat. I was trying to be so chill the whole time. Like I was just like, I don't know anyone here.
It worked.
Yeah. I think it did work.
I didn't fangirl. One time I fangirled, never gonna fangirl again.
I didn't I think the closest I got to fangirling was with one of the people from Smosh. But even then I didn't fangirl. I was just like trying to talk to her and failed. But
I'm glad you have a story like that because I did too.
You did that as well?
Well, the guy Spotify. The guy Zach from Dropout Podcast or whatever.
Oh, at the Spotify event. Or I thought you meant
I remember that.
Love Bubble says, so why weren't you allowed to fangirl? Room of pros or not, I'm a love who I love. It wasn't a matter of like you can't fangirl. I think it's just when you're in that professional space, it would have been kind of weird to do that, I guess. Like I think there's an element of fangirling, but you can't just. I feel like it would have been awkward to go up and be like, I want a picture with you.
Yeah, like after we talked to John Green, I wasn't gonna be like, can I get a picture with you?
Yeah, no. I think it is also more fun to have a conversation as more of equals than of going up and being like, I love you, and then leaving.
Wait.
What?
Bridget. Shout out Bridget from
Bridget!
B&H.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, one of our fans
we had a great
saw
conversation.
Us. Yeah. She was awesome.
Yeah, no, she was really nice.
Yeah. Shout out.
Yeah, I think that was the only person that we met, one of you guys at the thing, but it was really fun.
Was such, oh my gosh, it was such a like fresh of breath air to see one of the fans there. They're like, oh my gosh. And I'm like, oh.
Wait, did you say fresh of breath air?
What?
You said fresh of breath air.
Such a breath
of fresh air.
Oh, sorry, the dyslexic.
That's okay.
But yeah. It was great. It was awesome.
Yeah, no,
I feel like I could be
really
myself.
Nice. Yeah. No, Bob, I don't want to call myself out, so I'm not going to tell you which one it was. You just have to know that it was from someone. What? Hey. Shh, quiet. But no, they were all very nice. I just didn't get to talk to them. But let's get into this next story. Now that we had a VidCon talk back. All right. My wife left me after she got in shape and now wants to get back together.
There's no cons here.
Well,
wife left you. She's looking better. Gave you some time to like explore life. Now she wants to get back together.
Yeah.
That's like good. It's
no,
not,
wait, no, I don't agree.
Yeah, this is great.
I don't agree. If someone is like doesn't love you for who you are and just loves you because, other people are like, oh, you're looking good now. It's kind of messed up.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah. Guess what? We're gonna start this from the top.
Who's in the area?
We're gonna start this from the top.
Start it from the top. Make it drop.
You gotta move. Sophia, you gotta move. Oh, guess who is here in his rightful
What's
seat?
up, you beautiful people?
He's back from the dead.
I missed you guys.
Nice.
I missed you guys. And then after this, I'm kicking Sophia out. Yeah, I'm forcing you to take a break.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, that's right. You're gonna be forced to stop and then like eat some lunch.
No.
Yeah.
And drink some water. Yeah, that's
No.
right. That's right. Uh-huh.
No.
Yeah, for
Don't
a whole
make me do
whole
it.
hour.
No.
Okay? Minus some things I did
won't.
text you, but to do. But other than that, it's forced break for you.
No.
Okay?
Okay.
Anyways.
All right.
What's up? So
All
yeah,
right.
we got a story we're reading. Catch me up to speed.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Oh, we just started
We just read the title.
We literally
Oh, wow.
just started it. Yeah, we were talking about VidCon, which John will also need to be told about. Tragically.
The sad truth of what happened, which was I got sick, guys.
Yeah.
I was dying. I actually wasn't dying at all.
No, I wasn't dying.
I was perfectly
I think
fine.
that's worse when you're sick and you're fine, but you
Yes,
can't go.
because you're like,
Yeah.
oh, I can't even get up. Like I don't even have that. I wouldn't even want to go.
Yeah.
But I was like perfectly ready
Perfectly fine.
to Naruto, run through the conference floor.
Yeah.
And say hi to everybody.
Yeah. No, I got the vid last year, and
Yeah.
I had symptoms for a day, and then I was fine, but I couldn't leave for 10 days.
And you
'Cause
know
it was
what?
like school stuff.
I caught it at VidCon last year.
No.
Yes, it is cursed.
Damn.
But next year, you don't even understand. I'm gonna be full hazmat.
Yeah.
You
yeah.
don't even
For like 10
know.
days prior to VidCon, John's
Yes.
not going to go anywhere. Yeah.
You won't see me. Who?
Yeah.
Well, John Cena, where is he? Not
John
here.
Cena?
Yeah.
I don't John see ya.
Can't. Wow. Now that's some improv gold right there.
Thank you very much.
You know what? I'm thinking about just forcing you to take your break right now.
Whoa.
I'm just straight up. You've only read a title.
I've only read a title.
I think I should force you to leave and take a break. That's right. I know you hate me all you want,
Hate me.
but get out of here.
All right.
Get out of my face.
Okay. I will.
Leave the Pride Lands and never return. All right, Riley.
What's up, dude?
Let's 585. Let's go. What's up, everyone? Thank you for all the well wishes, by the way. I saw you guys' sweet messages in the Discord. Let's freaking go. We love to see it.
Checking something.
Don Mayflower watched Thor Ragnarok last night, John walks in with the hair, and now I got the soundtrack going around in my head. I do need some like freaking like superhero soundtrack vibes going on, honestly, guys. If anyone wants to compose a soundtrack for some superhero themed vibes, then there we go. George Taylor, exactly. I don't want the stream taken down, but just read George Taylor's comment right there. And that's accurate. That's accurate, freaking George. Shout out to you, George. All right.
I have to do a different episode.
Different episode. Yeah, pick. Ooh, naughty. What else we got?
Oh, we got
plenty. We got plenty, brother. Miss you too, Gabe, Elijah, and everyone in the chat. Thank you for your well wishes. Also, we can turn on the AC if you want.
We can?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah, we can pump a little AC.
Dude, yes, I would love that.
Does Sophia know how to do that?
Sophia, AC. She said she does.
Uh-oh.
You just turn it down.
A few degrees. Like
69 degrees.
No. 3 degrees lower than our current temperature. Start with that.
She's got it.
She's got it. She can figure it out. She's so smart.
She is pretty smart.
Did we wish we did wish Worm Queen happy birthday?
Yeah, we did.
Good.
That. Well,
okay.
no, we did. We just said good job of turning 23.
True.
That's all I said.
Good job. You survived.
You did it.
Congratulations.
Dude, the funniest thing happened this morning. She had a drink, and I thought it was like a seltzer, and I was like, "Yo, you good, dog?" And she's like, "What do you mean?" I'm like, "I know you just turned 23, but you don't have to do this."
Yeah.
And she's like, "Oh, this is a sparkling water," and I was like, "Oh, my bad."
You see where Riley's mind is?
Yeah.
In the gutter.
My bad. Yeah. I just didn't know that was sparkling water.
I probably would have thought the same thing.
Yeah.
In all fairness,
It was shocking.
But what should we read to the good people, Riley?
The same one. There's
Same one as two.
580.
There it is now. Perfect. I see where you're at. And there you go.
Whoa.
There we go.
The air.
Absolutely beautiful. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give you what you came for. Here we go. My ex-husband wants to get back together with me after he cheated on me 10 years ago. Should I?
You got some time.
You got time to think about it. And is this answering a question? Maybe it's not. But this comes from Throwaway 9067, who says, my 38 female, ex 37 male, who we'll call Mike, and I were together since we were 14 years old and got married at 22.
Wow.
Dang.
Yeah.
There you go. We have 2 kids together, 15 female and 11 male. My ex's work takes him all over the country for a week every quarter. In one of those trips, he hooked up with one of his coworkers. Ooh. I never thought he could do something like that because our relationship was really solid. He confessed immediately after he got home. I actually would have never found out if he didn't. He begged me for my forgiveness and said that he still loved me and it was a lapse in judgment, but said he would understand if I wanted a divorce.
Okay. Oh wait, yeah. Okay, out of all the cheaters, this is like one of the better cheaters.
This is like still you're still a cheater.
You're still cheaters.
But like in the camp of cheaters, one of the better cheaters.
Yeah. Like you have murderers and then you have bad murderers and like okay murderers.
Yeah, he's in the okay category.
Yeah.
Could you say we're in the okay category considering our show and branding? Unintentional group lumping. But to finish that thought, there is the juicy sentence ending. Running it back, he begged me for forgiveness, said he still loved me and it was a lapse in judgment, but said he would understand if I wanted a divorce, which is what eventually happened.
Ooh.
Went through with it. It was very amicable, and he actually gave me more than I expected: house, child support, alimony. I mean,
Even
honestly,
better.
Is this a W cheater? Is he a W for a cheater?
Like he
Chat?
He get a poll?
Yeah. Is he a W cheater? And while Riley puts that up, just to clarify, obviously cheating is wrong and you suck if you cheat. But for a cheater, is he good? That's or okay. That's what we're trying to figure out with this poll.
Like he
Riley's
knew he did wrong and he's taking his consequences.
He did wrong and he's like trying to, do better, I guess. But he's still a cheater though. That's the thing. He still cheated. So, but let's see what you guys have to say. So This was a slow process, but over the years we became friends again, and we have a good co-parenting dynamic. Mike is a great father, and the kids still love him. I got married 3 years after, and he was actually very supportive. I divorced my second husband 2 years ago. Bro, OP can't catch a break. Or a man. Because he changed his mind on kids. I want one last baby. Wow.
Ooh.
That's the saddest thing ever. That sucks. Since the lockdown, Mike has been over frequently. At this point, our relationship is so good, we don't need to enforce any of the set visits and such. Well, things have been getting hot between us over the last few months, and we started spicy sleeping.
Oh no.
What do we think? Is this?
I mean, she wants that last kid.
She. That's true. What if are the maternal instincts, Mama Bear's coming out, trying to get that final baby cub in the pack? Also, everyone's still saying bad cheater.
Well, wait. 29% say good cheater.
29%, and I think
out of all the cheaters we've seen, this is one of the good ones.
But I think one could make the argument like all cheaters are bad cheaters.
Yeah, like all murderers are bad murderers.
You know, so it's like you still cheated. You still did the deed. So which is I think a super solid argument. In all freaking fairness, I think it's a solid argument.
But like, if someone cheated on me, I would want this to happen to me afterwards.
Honestly, that's great points are being brought up all around. Now, I am a woman with needs too, and to be honest with you guys, he is still the best guy I've been with after all these years.
Oh boy,
it's like our bodies were made for each other.
Well, they've been together for like since they were 14, so like low key. Through all the puberty and stuff, they could have coded their bodies to be for each other.
They know each other the best. I mean, everything, which makes sense. He's always jokes that we were prime like Pippen and Jordan in bed. And when he said that again, yes, Riley. Yeah, basketball is on the pod now. Are you happy on the show?
It would have been better if you were like the Splash Bros or something like that.
Oh, true. Dude.
Yeah.
Soaked.
Oh man.
Soaked.
Or like Karl Malone and John Stockton. Actually, that one's a really bad one.
I was like, I'm not picking up the analogy here.
Well, never mind. Some of you will know about Karl Malone.
There you go. Comment below if you do. Now, it felt like we were back 10 years ago when we were still together. It was supposed to be just physical, but here we are. Just a few hours ago, he brought up the idea of us getting back together. He gave me the most genuine speech about how stupid the night was after he cheated and how he never stopped loving me in the last 10 years.
Aww.
I was speechless and I couldn't say anything, so he just gave me his usual toothy smile, Chip Skylark style, and said, "It's okay, I'll wait," before driving home. Hottest thing ever to say in that scenario. Now I'm lying in bed typing this out. I'd be lying to you guys if I said I didn't love him. I'd be lying if I said in the last few months weren't the happiest I've been in years. And I would be lying if I said I never forgave him for cheating. I told him years ago that I already did. Wait a second. Let me make sure I'm getting that right.
What?
And I'd be lying if I said, I never forgave him for cheating. So she did forgive him for cheating. She's like, if I would be lying because I did forgive him. You know, I can't act like I didn't. I told him years ago that I already did. If I decided right now, I'd jump out of bed and drive to his house and bring him home. It's taking all my willpower not to do so. I love him. However, I also want to think with my brain here. Some pros of taking him back. We're listening it out.
Okay.
He's a great dad and the kids would have him around more.
Nice.
2, he's a great provider.
Got that bag.
3, he says he still wants to have kids. He's got that sack.
Whoa.
4, I still love him. That's the pros. That's the pros. Cons. I don't know yet, but maybe some of you can help me with that.
Oh, there are no
cons. No cons. Well, actually, there are. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, that's it. Any advice on how I should proceed? Edit. I made the first move and we started sleeping together. Ladies and gentlemen, we have an update. Very first, we have to get a breakdown and get some comments from the chat, which, by the way, we ended the poll totally shifted. 40% now, and we're almost split. 40% say good cheater and 60% say bad cheater.
You can change it if you type the number; it will re-register.
That's a good point. Yeah. So if you speak now or forever hold your peace, we're about to end it in this breakdown. But let's talk, Riley. Let's sit down, partner.
Yeah. Okay.
You got some thoughts?
Yes.
Talk to me.
Here we go.
Go.
Here we go. Sadly, Sam is not here to back me up. But how long were they together?
Dude, actually, if we're going Sam's golden rules, dude, they
had
were
2 kids and they were together for like about 10 years or whatever.
Yeah, let me give you the amount of time they were together before the cheating happened. So they got together at 14, and where was this in coworker in one of those trips? We got married at 22. I mean, they were at least together. Well, here, let's say this. But just by the time they got married, and it seems that this took place way after they were married. They were together for 8 years before they were even married. Which means by Sam's golden rules, he had already earned 2 passes. JC says don't do it. Faith Grave says he cheated. That's a con. Sophia Callan says cheating makes the relationship stronger. In a roundabout way. No. I already know Sophia Callan. I know it's sarcastic. I know she's being sarcastic right now. I think given all that's happened in the time, I will say it seems like their relationship and level of maturity, if OP does pace it like she is forcing herself to do, I think it could be good. And if anything, he's like on his P's and Q's for the rest of his life. And you know what? Ultimately, it's truly OP's decision because he cheated. You know, he did the wrong. And if OP feels in her heart, soul, and mind that, hey, this is actually what I want and is going to be best case scenario for me and for our kids and for him and for our relationship, you know, romantic or not, I mean, more power to her at the end of the day, if she wants to do that.
I think another thing is there's not a lot of options where she is, and this option is in front of her. So she's like, all right, I want to give this guy another chance.
There is something to be said for the like later in life. And I've talked with older people about this, of where they're like, you know, if they're, for instance, if they're like, hey, I could go find someone else with their own, like at my age, they probably have their own kids, their own baggage, their own ex and co-parent they're dealing with. You know, do I just try and stay with my original partner and make it work? That's low key kind of easier because there's like less, we have the same baggage, you know, instead of different baggage.
I don't know why, but I'm leaning towards like get back together. It just seems really happy and really good for her. I don't know why.
Yeah.
And he did cheat, but like, I don't know.
I mean, like, look, that's a huge breach of trust, and for some people, something that they can never come back from. JC makes the point, you know, he's not the only man that would treat you and your kids right, which is like also it's totally true. I think like there's always there's plenty of fish in the sea, as they say. True. I think if OP feels strongly, maybe the move here is they do a trial relationship where she's like, you know, I need to be sure, like I want this, but I need to be sure that you are never going to do this to me again. And that this fact sinks in with you. And that fact is you will always like kind of have this hovering over us, you know, like I don't think it'll ever go away, even though I forgive you for it. If that's how she feels, which it kind of, I feel like if she didn't feel that way, she would have just got back in immediately. Right.
Yeah.
Like there will forever be this like little caveat or this thing like on the shelf, but as long as it doesn't get pulled out and, you know, I don't know. Get a prenup
poll.
Another poll?
Yeah,
yes.
Get back together.
That's exactly what we need. Thank you, producer Riley. Thank you, Big Protein. Paula Terrell says prenuptial. Yeah, get a prenup too. That's smart. And that's honestly another test. Like the same way that he gave her more in the divorce, does he give her more in the prenup of his own accord?
girl, you get more money out of this.
Hey, you know, well, I mean, if they divorce,
Be like,
if that's prenup.
honestly, okay. Here's what you can do.
Yes.
I recently saw like some online where like this guy's like, if we divorce, if you put for every 10 pounds you gain, you get $10K less per month afterwards.
Oh my
so
God.
if you want to really work this out and you want to make sure that nothing F's up, be like, if you cheat on me,
Okay.
if you cheat on me,
Yes.
I take everything you have and you're left on the streets.
There's often a fidelity clause and everything, but also kudos to thinking we were going in a completely different direction and bringing us right back.
Exactly.
You really took us on a roller coaster there.
Yeah.
Yes, many prenups have an infidelity clause, and like honestly, maybe you give it up to him and you're like, what do you think should be in the infidelity clause? And he's like, you take all my money. That's how confident I am.
I would. Yeah, honestly,
That's a vote of confidence right there.
Yeah.
Right?
If you really want this to happen.
Matt Hattergirl, thanks for the $10, commented, I'm sorry, even if it's been 10 years, 15 years, I won't get back with an ex. Trying to regain the trust is so hard to do because I will be thinking they are cheating the whole time. That's what we were saying earlier of like, you know, for so many people, it's like the stain might just, the stain will kind of always be there.
Yeah.
Like you can't get rid of it. You just like learn to live around it.
Yeah,
Which
true.
for some
But
people works.
like another thing too is like he was one of the good cheaters I've ever seen.
This is one
But
of
a
the
cheater's a cheater.
But a cheater. Chad has voted slightly in the majority of get back together.
But like, okay, here we go. Hot take.
Yep.
You know what? I'm even going to put this in the conspiracy theory. Oh,
Wow.
I'm putting this in the conspiracy so I don't
Give it
get
to me.
heat. Some murderers, they get put in jail, but they get let out after time. You know?
Oh, good behavior. Dude, Riley's on fire today. Riley's on fire today. What? You know what? We can guess, we can poll, but there's only one way to find out the truth, Riley.
What's that?
Getting into this update.
Let's go.
It's been a few days now since I've posted, and Reddit has given me some solid advice, especially the kind Redditors who messaged me directly. What a surprise. I'm very grateful for this because it helped me calm down and not give in to my impulses. The morning after I posted, I texted Mike saying that I needed time and space to think about everything. He then replied with, I've waited 10 years. I can wait a bit longer. My heart melted. When the kids woke up, our son was looking for his dad. He's at the age now where he pretty much idolizes his dad. I get why, though. Mike is an amazing dad. Our daughter gave me this stink eye all morning. After lunch, when our son was in his room playing video games, my daughter confronted me about Mike. She basically said how she knew there was something going on, guess we're not that sneaky, and that she didn't want our fighting to affect their lives. She thought we were fighting.
There was a lot of yelling in their bedroom.
Dude. Oh my God. I don't know. I would not know what to do if I was OP. Now, the divorce affected her, but not as badly as expected. We made sure she got counseling immediately after and made extra sure her life was as normal as possible. I'm not going to delude myself and think that she wasn't hurt by it, but I'm pretty confident in saying we dealt with it pretty well, or as well as we could. I then had the conversation about how we weren't fighting, but quite the opposite. We were thinking about getting back together. She thought about it for a while and said she was happy for us and hoped that it was forever this time. Wow, that's wild. The next day, I dropped my kids off at my parents' house so I could talk to Mike at his place. We had a long talk about how we felt about each other, what we plan to do about it going forward, and as many of you suggested, what he planned to do next time we hit a rough patch, especially since we plan on having a third kid. I mean, already?
Oh, she wants a kid really bad.
That's true. I guess they've probably talked about like, if I ever get a relationship, I would want a third kid. Sophia Kalan, we played WWE, baby. Don't worry.
Yeah.
I was just giving her the twist around headlock 9000.
The
you know
Friday
what I mean?
night SmackDown.
The Friday night SmackDown.
Monday Night Raw.
Yeah. Oh God. The metaphors go too hard. He told me that night he cheated still haunted him 10 years later. He told me how it wasn't worth it one bit and how it was the biggest mistake of his life. He said that if we ever hit a rough patch again, we would talk about it like adults. He even suggested we do couples counseling every now and then, every time, even when times are good. I like this idea. There are some details about our conversation that I want to keep private, but long story short, we got back together.
Wait, what did you keep private? I wouldn't know. That's not fair. That's not fair. You can't be like telling all your business on Reddit and then be like, but I had to keep some things private.
Some things we got to keep under the covers, if you know what I mean. Scotty and Pippen throwing balls in holes. But long story short, we got back together. We're going to take it slow, and in every step we take, we both agree that our children would take priority over everything. He's not going to move in yet, but he would spend a few nights at home, a few nights a week at home with us. Later that night, we sat the kids down and broke the news. Daughter didn't say much because she already knew, but our son was over the moon. Aw. Since we both divorced when he was a baby, the concept of both of his parents being together was quite new to him. They obviously asked questions, and we answered them. We also plan on doing some family counseling to help make the transition easier for everybody. Overall, I'm really happy right now. Mike made a mistake 10 years ago, but I don't hold it against him and have completely forgiven him for it. I know he loves me. I know he loves me now and won't cheat on me anymore. I'm back together now with the love of my life and father of my kids, and I couldn't be happier. As I type this out, Mike is in the next room playing video games with our son. I'm not entirely sure what the future will look like, but I'm happy he's back. Thank you, Reddit, for the advice. It really helped with our talk and how we proceed going forward. I think I'll stay online for an hour or so till the kids are asleep and he comes to bed. Then it's my turn to have fun. Peace. Wow. Wowzy wowzers. Should we close out with these relevant comments here?
Yeah, they are. I found this one. Yeah, they are pretty. They're pretty good. They're pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's knock it out.
Let's figure it out. Trash for his tosser says, so if there's another dry spell, are you sure he won't cheat and get better at lying? Or are you guaranteeing there won't be another dry spell? If he wants spicy sleep and you aren't willing to have spicy sleep anyways, has he shown that he can be a happy, fulfilled person without any spicy sleep? Throwaway 9706 OP says, he never lied to me, though. He confessed about it immediately after. And yes, we talked about what happens if we hit another dry spell. Like I said, we plan to have better communication than before and actually get ahead of problems via counseling. Spicy sleep with him is amazing. But it's not the most important thing, at least for us, especially since neither of us want to do it with anyone else. He already knows what will happen if he strays again. Thoughts on an open relationship? OP responds, hard pass on open relationship. Can't imagine sleeping with anyone else at this point, and nor can he. Like I said, he's Pippen and I'm Jordan in the bed. Like, we're that in sync. Our bodies were pretty much made for each other. Also, note that I think OP's calling herself Jordan, so she's the real MVP.
Oh, wow.
Don't get me wrong. Like, you know, Scotty's assistant and all, but like, he's number 2 at the end of the day. OP is the number 1 MVP.
That's right.
Just so we're letting it be known. And I think that it was the spicy. Our bodies were pretty much made for each other, and I think it was the spicy sleep part because he never really lied to me. It was a lapse in judgment on his part after a dry spell after the birth of our son. Definitely not happening again. And that is it for the story.
Ooh, I think here's the poll.
Talk to me. What was the poll? Oh wow. So it flipped. 44% get back together. 56% not. So we ended up with. We it's very split, but we crossed the thresholds back to don't get back together, which is what they ultimately did. And I will personally say, I think
it's for the better.
I think it's for the better. So you agree? It's
yeah,
for the
yeah.
better?
He's a good dad.
Yes.
He feels really bad about it, and honestly, put that contract in the freaking thing with the lawyer,
dude,
and you're good.
Lock it down. Yeah, I think ultimately. OP did good in practicing restraint and not hopping into it too quickly. And given that, you know, she pumped the brakes and seems like has a good plan, I'm here for it. And, you know, honestly, if anything happens, she'll probably, you know, dip back and return to normal.
Yeah.
Curvy Girl All Flame says returning to your ex is like a dog returning to their vomit. She's the Lulu.
Yeah.
Curvy Girl with the, and you know what? Like, returning to a cheating ex, generally speaking, a terrible move.
Yeah.
Like, broadly. But I think this one.
A lot of people that have cheated and still stay together, and they're all right. They're okay.
I think in this case it seems to work.
Yeah.
In this case, I'll give it to him. We got any donuts to read?
Got some donuts.
Moon Toxicity or Toxicity. Thanks for celebrating 1 month of membership. Yay, 1 month. Happy birthday, Sophia. I'm watching while drawing emotes. I think OP had the right to cancel the 17-year-old party. The 17-year-old also hurt her. I agree. I don't got no context, but I agree. Okay. Matt Hattergal, thanks for the $10. I hear you on that. Go to conventions as a vendor, and I can't leave my booth to go see voice actors I want to meet so bad. It's hard to stay professional. Oh, does Matt Hattergal go to?
I think she was at VidCon.
Oh crap! Did you guys get a chance to say what's up?
No.
Oh, that's
so
too bad.
Sorry.
That's too bad. We'll have to, as soon as we do the next in person or full event, we'll have to have Matt Hattergal come out. For sure. Free ticket for you by the way, Matt Hattergal. Just whenever we do our first ticketed event or whatever, just if we charge for it, just message us. We'll give it to you for free. Matt Hattergal again. Oh, that was the comment we read earlier about, even if it's 10, 15 years, Matt Hattergal personally, not about getting back together. Which totally fair. Like I think that is completely fair. I think that is completely fair.
Man.
Interesting story. I love the ones where it can be a little bit split, and there's like, we are almost exactly evenly split from the community perspective on whether or not getting back together is the move or not. And I low key, there are many valid points on both sides of the argument. I feel like in this particular case.
Yeah, telling the kids, Gabe says, telling the kids was a bad move.
Honestly, I do agree with Gabe to an extent, because it felt a little early for the. I think that they.
It's like they were trying to move slow.
Yeah. Yeah. Honestly, I mean, he is sleeping over. Like, I think they are kind of moving a little bit faster now that they're like making it official between themselves. I think it was the right move to tell the daughter when she asked or confronted them. Like, don't like lie to them if they ask you about it. But I don't know if you be forthcoming and whatnot. Sydney without kidneys, conspiracy theory. John didn't have COVID and just wanted a break from OK Storytime. Sydney without kidney. If you could see my existential crisis of sitting in a box by myself for a week, and I met so many great friends at this. Riley, how many of our like deep friends did we meet at VidCon last year?
Like 2.
Like 6.
6?
Yeah.
I'm just
John
thinking
Ushai, Daniel Wall, I talk to all the time.
Oh yeah, Daniel.
Jack Gordon, we talk to all the time.
Ryan.
Ryan, we met through Daniel. Like that kind of set off our current little like creator family. Was like seated at VidCon last year.
Okay, yeah,
so,
a lot. I didn't know that. Wow.
A lot. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. Curvy Girl All Flame with the $5 dono. He cheated on her at her most vulnerable moment when giving birth. Good point. Growing old together is also challenging, and he is not able to honor his vows.
Ooh.
I mean, it's true. Like he can't re-honor the vow that he broke the vow. I mean, that is that. But he's also doing his thing now. Matt Hattergal. Hatter was not at the event. Okay, you guys were at. Hatter is not that cool for those types of events. But I mean, Comic-Con, Los Angeles, or any convention here in LA, it's not. It's hard not to fangirl over voice actors and stay professional.
Facts.
It's true. It's true.
It is true.
Yeah, I think now I try to like approach people and just be like, hey, what's yeah, and that's the beauty. No, you're totally good. That's the beauty of it, is you can kind of just come and like you can just strike up a conversation with John Green.
Yeah.
And tell him about being at the sawmill.
I did that. Yeah.
That's crazy to me.
Yeah.
That's absolutely crazy. Yeah. So So happy that you guys were able to go.
Yeah.
I had my own. I told Riley I had my 7 stages of grief. It was a transformative. I decided to go surfing. I was like literally like 200 yards away from anyone minus the lifeguard sitting in his little lifeguard box. So I was very alone. And it was like sunset, golden hour.
Oh.
And I was just like sitting there looking at the sunset, and I was just like, I'm tripping.
I'm tripping. Life's
tripping,
nice.
bro. Life is good. And like I was just sad. I love being with the family. I love being with you guys and doing stuff. So I was sad to miss it, but life was ultimately
Dude, I literally every 20 minutes I was like, I miss John.
Dude.
I miss John so much.
Oh. Anyways, we got next year, we got other things. But you know what else we got, Riley?
What's that?
More stories.
Let's go.
Also, do you know how many we've read so far?
Will be our. Let me go look. I want to say this is our 4th.
Or people, if someone can chat in the comments below. I also might quickly get my girlfriend her parking pass so she doesn't give a ticket. If Riley
we can ask Sophia.
It's already printed.
Oh yeah, you can do that. You can do that.
I'll be right back. Talk with the people.
All right, what's up? Okay, so Mike, Mike was there. I didn't know like if Charlotte wanted to keep that secret or not, so that's why I said Guy. But it was Mike, and I call him Spiky Mike, and Spiky Mike is very nice. And I got his DM, and me and him have been talking, and hopefully, they will come tomorrow and check out the house. I don't think they will come on. They probably will not come on video. We'll just show them the studio and be like, yeah, this is what we do. Oh, would you like to come on our show sometime? That would be so great. We love you. We love you so much. Yeah. Riley said that it was for the main page when Sophia messed up the names in the story. The cheating father. Oh, yeah. We're going to put these on Facebook because Facebook is popping up. What's up, Facebook? Also, lurkers. I want to see you in the chat right now. Because I always like seeing new names because I'm like starting to see a lot of names that I do know. And like Teddy's here. What's up, Teddy? And then Ryder's here. And then Be Nice. I know you said it wrong. Mad Hatter Gal. Thanks for the $5. If OK Storytime ever has a LA convention, you better stop by my booth. Hatter will be sad if you don't. Hatter, we will do that. And also, I love the third person you referring to yourself in the third person. There we go. Facebook is here. What else do I say? I know I have. It's kind of weird. Like, not really weird. I know you guys are all watching me, but it's like, in a way, I'm talking to no one, but you guys are all here. But it's like if I was in an auditorium. Okay, if we were all live in person, it's like an auditorium of like 600 people, I would be nervous. But like, it's just a screen and I see you guys here. And the more times you chat, I'm like, oh yeah. But I do get pretty nervous before we go live because I'm like, something might mess up. Don't I get nervous before we go live sometimes?
Literally, Riley gets nervous, and I'm like, literally afterwards, we're always like, dude, that was so great. Yeah. Honestly, the more nervous Riley is, the better it turns out. Literally,
it's just
it is an inverse law of correlation, 100%.
Yeah.
All right, people. My girlfriend is situated. No parking tickets will be had today.
Dude, John was so stressed this morning. He's like, I need a parking ticket right now.
I don't play.
He was looking out the window. He was like getting the parking ticket. Like,
Riley, I've been down the street. Sam used to live in an apartment down the street. Super quick story time. I'll get into it. I went into Sam's apartment. 7 minutes. 7 minutes. 5 minutes. I was in this man's apartment. Ticket.
Ooh.
These ticket people are unforgiving agents of Satan. It is true. I don't care. I will say it. I will say it. I don't care. They are the worst.
Yeah.
The worst. Anyways, my hate of the parking people here aside, are we still on 585?
Yeah. S2.
Yeah, we are. S2. All right, boys and girls, let's give you what you came here to see. And here we go. So, am I wrong for wanting to get pregnant even though my partner doesn't want to commit to me? Baby trapping?
Baby trapping.
Question mark?
It's the best way to keep your partner with you.
This comes from What Should I Do? Who says, I I, 31 female, have been with my partner, 33 male, for over 5 years. He says he loves me, sees a future, etc., but he doesn't have any plans for engagement.
So let's make some.
Ooh, my goodness. Though he gives me the classic, I wouldn't be here if I didn't think we'd get married. I don't like that at all. I hate that. I found out recently, due to some health issues, I have a hard stop at 35 for conception. And OP is 4 years left, but the clock is ticking. If things don't work out with my partner, it would give me roughly 3 years to have a child. I don't want to go find a sperm donor, so I'm feeling like I may never have biological kids. I talked to my doctor about it, and he's somewhat open to the idea of going ahead. I talked to my partner about it, not my doctor, and he's somewhat open to the idea of going ahead and having a baby. I know accidents happen, but is it crazy to try this on purpose with someone who won't commit to me? Okay, that is very good context. So she's not saying baby trapping. She's saying, do I have a kid consensually with my partner who doesn't want to commit to marrying me? Which
sounds like a conversation needs to be had.
Yeah, I think here the thing that threw me off that I mentioned at the top was he's terrified of marriage and commitment, though gives me the classic, I wouldn't be here if I didn't think we'd get married. I think no. Like, you need to communicate exactly. You need to break that all the way down for me, because I think he's actually just like placating her. So that way she'll feel like okay for the time being, and stringing her along. He's just stringing her along, and like he can say that and string her along for another 6 months and another 6 months and another 6 months, until they've been 5 years together. Which, like, you know, to each their own. Like there's couples. We have a good friend, Justin and Michelle, that were together for
9 years.
About was it 9 or 10 or 11?
They've been together for like 10 years.
Didn't they just celebrate their 11th? I might be wrong.
Or maybe
about 10 years.
About 10 years. Yeah.
But they started dating in high school. So it's like they were growing up as adults, you know, before. Now they're in their late 20s, and they're like, all right, now's the time. Which I think was a great move.
That's crazy. 10 years?
10 years, dude.
How long would you wait before you get married?
I don't think, for me, it's not a waiting timing thing, and more of a place of life thing, which actually goes back to the point, like Michelle and Justin, yeah, they were together for 9, 10, 11 years, whatever it is, but they were still like so young. I mean, at 5 years at this point, these two people are 31 and 33. Justin and Michelle were like 21 and like 19 or whatever it is.
Yeah.
I mean, at 19 and 21 or whatever it is, I think it's totally fair to be like, I'm not ready to like get married right now.
True.
You still have so much life to live, and I think like and you're still together, but you're like growing up in that sense. Like me and my girlfriend and I feel like we've grown up a lot together.
Yeah.
We're in that like we came together in that like maturation stage of your 20s, where you're like, okay, you're really figuring out your career and like what you want your life to be. And like at the beginning, you're just like grinding, and you don't know what it's going to be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I guess that's where I'm at in my career. I literally don't even know what the next like 2 years looks like.
It's there's always like being in this, like something could happen tomorrow that like you don't even know. It's crazy. But OP continues. Edit. This wouldn't be an attempt to force him into marrying me. I accept that there's a reasonable chance we still wouldn't work. We both have strong familial support, and I think would co-parent well. It sounds like r/single mothers by choice might be the better sub to ask in, since it's more about ever having a child. I appreciate the advice. It's given me a lot to think about. Can we get a poll going up? Have the baby? Yes or no?
Wild.
Yeah, I am definitely leaning on no right now, because it feels like like you are both not on the same page, where it's like you would rather just get married and he's just not about it, and just, I don't know, he's giving very mixed signals to me.
Georgette Cooper says it's giving placeholder.
Yeah, he's just like, let me string her along until I can find something better or whatever it is. Like, I don't know. I'm not feeling it, but we got some quick comments from the relevant comments. Meow Canada says, I don't think it's fair for him to be more okay with one lifetime commitment and not the other lifetime commitment. Oh, that's an interesting point. If he's considering kids, he should be considering the marriage, because kids tie you forever. Because kids forever tie you together. Yeah, it's kind of like there's two lifelong commitments here, and it kind of just makes sense to bundle them together because you're tied to this person for life anyways with a kid. So it goes hand in hand. Unsharpened Swan says, yes, this OP. Is he really fully committed to being a parent for the rest of his life? Because this is an absolute requirement for having a kid. You don't get to change your mind ever. And OP, are you really fully committed to co-parenting for the rest of your life with someone you may never get married to? I'm 100% in support of folks choosing to co-parent in unconventional ways, but it needs to be an honest discussion where both of you are fully on board with what this means. I would low-key almost rather a situation of she finds let's say she finds a friend who's also like later in life, and he's like, hey, I want to have a kid, but I like haven't found a good partner. I'm like, I don't know, 40, 45. I'm doing great in my career. I'm like all this stuff, but I just haven't found a woman to like have a kid with. And they're like, hey, let's just decide to be co-parents together. And like, we're like friends who co-parent, and that's what it is. Then this.
Yeah.
I would, right?
Yeah. I agree. That seems more practical, and this just feels...
and honestly, like, obviously the best case scenario is they're in love. They want to be together and parent together for life.
Yeah.
And commit through marriage. I personally believe that is 100% just purely the act of being like, I am making this commitment, to the world.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Relationship is a two-way street.
It's a two-way street.
Dude, read the title of this next one.
Ooh. Update 1 year later, we broke up over aliens. Can I be honest? One, not a plot twist I would never expect it, and we are decent at predicting them. And two, this may just be the perfect story for Riley to comment on. Hashtag conspiracy theory alert. Get ready for it.
Let's see. I'm here for it.
So, I'm so appreciative that all of you advised caution. Things were great day to day, but not trending in a positive direction, i.e., I was ready to buy a house. He wasn't. So I bought it on my own and he paid me rent. Despite our trajectory, I wasn't strong enough to leave. I loved him so much. Oh, that my heart is being prepared for pain to read and experience. Boy. What really ramped up over the last year is his interest in UFOlogy and aliens. Very important. I'm not denying that they could exist. Where is this coming from? But I don't see the need for it to take over my life like it has his. I tried to keep his head above water, but he slipped further and further down the conspiracy theory rabbit hole. He recently attended a conference with his fellow believers, in quotes, and now the man I once knew is gone. He actually initiated the breakup as he needs to be with someone who can support his spiritual awakening.
Oh boy.
So there you have it. I'm heartbroken. I don't know what my future looks like, but my God, if I don't have a response to why you'd break up, aliens. And then to close this all out, Hungry Reference 976 says, that's wild, almost so crazy. You wonder if it's your guardian angel going, well, she's not going to leave on her own. Let's make this absolutely crazy. Which I think is so true.
Yeah.
Honestly, is this her guardian angel coming down from the heavens and being like, girl, I am going to give you something so blatant that you cannot, and he's going to break up with you. I'm going to help you out through this.
Yeah.
Imagine if she had a kid with him.
Oh my gosh. And they would be like into aliens and stuff.
And then he's like, babe, we have to make a sacrifice.
Dude, I was thinking that. I was legit thinking that.
Firstborn.
Oh, it is the firstborn.
Babe, my firstborn, that's what they want.
They want them. They've been telling me that.
You need to support me on my spiritual awakening.
It's just one. We can have another one after this.
We can have 8 babies together. I'll give you 8 children. Let me give away just this one.
Just one.
That's what this guy is giving.
Whoa, yeah. Complete bullet dodged right there.
I'm going to play off of Aaron Odell's comment. Kisman said girl, GTFO. He said UFO, so she GTFO.
Whoa. Slay.
We make content over here.
We make content over
ladies
here.
and gentlemen. But yeah, I honestly, this ended, albeit with the wildest plot twist I never could have seen coming.
Honestly.
The way it should have.
Yep.
Because she had a very, very crystal clear apparent reason to leave that kind of forced her out of the relationship, and she will ultimately be better off, both relationship wise and when, however she decides to have a kid. Like being a single mom, way better than
oh
this.
yeah, dealing with the alien dude.
Dealing with alien dude. No alien babies.
Yeah, no alien babies.
Not the X-File episode. Janet Ardshore says. Oh my gosh. So Riley's gonna go to the bathroom. I'm gonna talk to you guys. Yes, there we go. Thank you. M Ray, beautiful. M Ray, thanks for the $5. Hey, okay, story time. This is my first live stream with you guys. I started watching you earlier this year, and it have been such a comfort for me. Thank you for all your videos that helped me study for my PTA license exam this Wednesday. You guys rock. M Ray, you rock. Okay, get used to it. Bunny Cakes celebrating 3 months of membership. Let's go. I've been with my partner for 21 years, and we are not married. We're just not at the right point in life. I'm 40 and he's 38. High school sweethearts. That's fascinating to me. So, Bunny Cakes, you are, because many people also say like, hey, we don't like marriage or the institution of marriage, which I honestly totally get. But you're 21 years in, but do still have the intention of wanting to get married. Very interesting. Honestly, I will say as I've gotten older, I'm like, wow, you kind of think you'll have things figured out by a certain age, and then you realize you're just as much of the clueless kid as you were way back when you first started thinking about that. Aaron Odell, thank you for loving my pun. I appreciate it. That's okay. He had used the potty, it's tough. But yeah, Bunny Cakes, if you could elaborate in the chats, I would love to hear. Becky Lord, thanks for the 251. Love the Lulu stories. Hope everyone is having a blast. Bernie Heart Jogger, thanks for the $2. How about names who haven't been around in a while? How about
I got it.
Names have been in a while.
So I was like, Lurker's comment, I love to see like names I haven't seen at all and stuff like that.
Yes.
I just like seeing like who's out here in the community. And
That's my
like,
favorite.
Oh, yeah.
Like
yeah.
I wanna truly chat with you guys, especially shout out to M Ray, who I think first time dono started watching last year. Like
yeah.
I wanna chat with this is my family right here. I want to chat with the family, Riley. I want to talk to him. So say hi and we'll
on
say hi
vacation, my mom mentioned some of the people like, oh, how was Duchess Cassandra doing? She's so nice to me.
Dude.
Oh, she's a real one. Yeah.
That is the most adorable thing I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was cool. She's like, what pictures can I post of you? Da, 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 da. I'm like, nothing with nipples, but if these people follow you, I'd be okay with
when
it.
you have to tell your mom, don't post anything with nipples. Oh my gosh. That is where we're at though. That's where we're at, chat.
That's where we're at.
That's where we're at, chat.
Yeah.
But we are also at another story. Let me know
story. It is
what we should pull up.
579.
579.
79.
Heck freaking yeah. Heck yeah. Freaking right. Freaking right. Shout out to Drake. Here we go.
Wait, what?
Ooh. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. Freaking right. Freaking right. I'm obviously the censored version. But yeah. Shout out to that Drake song. And this I'm going to
You can double check.
in this episode. Is this? I'm gonna think of a question.
Oh yeah, go for it. I don't think we've
Um,
been doing questions. It's gonna be for real with you.
I don't know. I forgot.
Riley's mom must be protected. She's so sweet.
Uh,
Oh, thanks, Logan.
That is
Bad wolf.
that is correct. That is protect Riley's mom at all costs.
True.
Okay, any cost it takes.
Yeah, I think she's gonna come see me in August. She's looking. She had one weekend planned, but I think we're gonna be leaving. I think we're doing something that weekend, so she has to pick another weekend.
I love that to come out here.
Yeah, in August. It was like the first weekend of August, but I was like, gonna have to put a pin in that. Yeah,
Oh, right, because
something
things
could happen.
because things of some things of things of things.
Exactly.
Yes, I know what you're talking about.
What?
But ladies and gentlemen, we have a story for you.
Do it.
Let's get into it. Am I in the wrong for correcting my baby brother on what he calls me? And this story is to answer the question, when do you call out family members? And this comes from user Ash Ketchup, who submitted this on r/OK storytime.
What?
That's freaking right. Our community. So if you want to send in your stories, guys, go to r/OK storytime. You know they had to shut us down, but the community came back with a vengeance. And
They did.
now we're back.
You guys came back big time.
Came back big time. So shout out to you guys. Go check it out, join it, and submit your story because we want to read them. We want to read them. But
read it.
speaking of which, let's get to this amazing community member story right here. So I, 17 female, was
I was petrified.
parentified.
I was petrified.
Petrified.
Is that how you say it?
Well, this I think she's saying petrified by my parents. I think she's making a new word, parentified.
That's
Interesting.
Clever. That's clever.
I like it. So starting at the age of 9, I had to become more mature due to my parents' first separation. I had to protect my little brother, 2 years younger than me. That's tough. I've dealt with a lot throughout my whole childhood, but crap really hit the fan when I turned 9. Things settled down after that year up until my baby brother, currently 7, was born. Don't get me wrong, he's my little buddy and I would kill for him, but he is on the autism spectrum and was already pretty fussy as an infant. I really shouldn't have had to care for him when I was a child myself. That is having to care for any child at 9 years old is too much of an ask.
Yeah.
By a million miles. My mom checked out the moment caring for a baby became difficult. And since my dad worked all day, every day after school and during weekends and breaks for me was spent taking care of both of my brothers. My mom was an abusive substance user and ruled our house with an iron fist. So I didn't really have a choice to watch my brothers while she left to have her fun. By the time I was 11, I was caring for a special needs toddler and a hyperactive 9-year-old, cooking meals, cleaning the house, you name it. At 11 years old, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. This went on for a few years before ultimately CPS got involved and removed us from our household due to my mom's substance use and evidence of her abuse and neglect. Now, moving on to the present day, it's been around 5 years since that all happened, and I've been babysitting my baby brother for extra spending money on days that I'm not working. For the past 2 years, he's been calling me some variation of mom, mommy, mama, etc., etc. This has been pretty hard for me. First, I know he means no harm in it, but I hate having any comparison drawn between me and our mom. And second, I resent the fact that I was parentified from such an early age. Mm-hmm. I think parentified meaning like turning into a parent.
Parentified.
Yeah. Like the same way how you can be like mummified of like I become the mummy. Parentified is I became
hostified.
The parent. Hostified? Oh, you became a host?
That's you.
That's me.
Yeah.
Producer, host, and hostified.
Whoa.
Big proteinified.
Rapperified.
You can be afied in
anything.
In anything. The world is your imagination.
Comment what you're afied in.
Comment what you're afied in, and we could some positive notes in this darker story. I hardly got to have a social life because my mom was so focused on keeping up with her own social life. Wow, Mother of the Year award to say the least over here. I fell behind in school because I had to focus on my little brothers. At some points, when my dad was on work trips, my mom would leave for days at a time, and I'd have to skip meals to make sure my brothers were taken care of and fed.
Ooh.
Before mom, she just really makes me uncomfortable. Sorry, being called mom just really makes me uncomfortable. And so I try to gently correct my brother by telling him to call me sister or by my name. Whenever he calls me mom or mommy, I calmly reply with, I'm not mommy, I'm sister, or I'm not mommy, I'm my name. Lately, my grandma has been on my case about this. I'm very low contact with her due to her very strings attached connection with me. I've never truly felt like her granddaughter because she treats me differently than her other grandchildren. And back when I used to babysit for her, she offered to pay me, but would scam me out of the agreed upon amount despite the fact that she can certainly afford it. Yeah, that's stupid. If you don't want to pay it, why agree to it? Come on. She's also incredibly manipulative and also loves to try to guilt trip you into doing what she says. She's also a firm believer that women need to serve, so more often than not, she will yell at me to come help her in the kitchen when I'm babysitting or actively helping with something else at her space. The reason I still talk to her is because she lives nearby and my dad has often has me babysit and my... The only reason I still talk to her is because she lives nearby and my dad often has me babysit my brother there out of convenience. Anyway, I corrected my baby brother one day, asking him to call me sister instead of mommy. He was giggling and calling me mommy just to get a reaction out of me. So I was playing along and trying to get him to laugh even more, saying, no, it's sister, in a silly, stern voice. It wasn't scolding him since in this instance, he thought it was a game. My grandma stepped in and told me that I shouldn't be so stern with him, even though he was even though he was laughing at my, let me reiterate, joking, stern voice and dramatic false impressions, and that it was an honor for him to see me as a mother figure and how lucky I should feel that he trusts me. Don't get me wrong, I feel so happy that he trusts me and sees me as a strong figure in this life, but I don't want to confuse him as he gets older, nor do I want to be a mom to him. I want to be his older sister, not his mom. There's also a problem out in public when I shop with my dad. My dad definitely looks older than me. He's not some old wrinkly dude. He's actually pretty young and still looks older than me, and I still look pretty young. Imagine how it looks seeing a late teen girl carrying a special needs 7-year-old who's calling the 17-year-old sister mama and the mid-30s daddy at the top of his lungs because he doesn't always know how to regulate himself in a public setting.
Ooh, that is tough.
Yikes. I just don't want people to get the wrong impression of my dad in public as well. I apparently need to learn to deal with this instead of correcting him, but really, I don't think I'm doing anything wrong, carefully explaining who I am and who our mom is separately. Someday, he will probably see my mom again when he's older, and someday he will probably see my mom again. Yeah, thanks. I want him to know the difference so he isn't confused by her. Am I in the wrong for that? I'm going to leave briefly, but Riley, can you put up a poll? Is OP in the wrong? Is OP in the wrong or not?
Yeah.
And maybe call us some comments real quick.
I'll
be
put
right
a
back.
tissue right there if you want it. That's what I meant to do. My bad. Yeah, okay. Putting the poll up. Wait, what was the poll? Is OP in the wrong? Putting the poll up. Oh, you guys can see the poll. OP wrong or not? And then we that poll and we put save. Start poll. And then boom, poll is up. All right, is OP in the wrong or not? I mean, this is one of you, the fam. Also, if you're here, let us know. Camp for the Win says, not in the wrong. Georgette Cooper says, how awful. Yeah, it is really tough. Like, you know, you had to step up and do mommy activities. Now you're like having to kind of, I don't know. And I don't think you're saying it in a bad way. You're like, oh, my name's blah, blah, blah. My name's blah, blah, blah. And it's going to be tough to communicate that. And The second thing I think is crazy is the grandma's getting on your case about all this, and you are working with your brother in order to fix this. I don't know why all of a sudden she's having a big deal about this. This is crazy. Everyone's in your favor. No, not in the wrong. One person I think may have accidentally said the wrong thing. Or if you did say one, I'm looking for you, Emma Bear. Emma Bear, please. I did call you out. Please explain to yourself why OP is in the wrong or a different approach they should take. And then Tina as well. I am curious about what you guys think about that. Yeah, easiest not the a-hole, Dana says. Stella Davison, not the a-hole. Mo says, I don't see the poll. Oh, it's happening. Yeah, we got John back.
Yeah. Ultimately, like, OP is the opposite of in the wrong.
Yeah.
She was the one that cared for the brothers, did fill the role of mom, but she's like, I don't want to. And I know, honestly, very good foresight on her part, because she's like, if he's calling me mom now, he's going to continue to have this expectation. And that's letting the real mom off easy. That's putting even more load on OP's back that she's had to bear so much that she did not deserve for so long.
Yeah.
It's just crazy. It's absolutely nuts that she's done all of this and the grandma isn't. So this is just a classic case of crazy family that doesn't see reality for what it is.
Yeah.
And has their own reality distortion field, and they're just like imposing like, oh no, but she should call you mom, you should be honored. It's like, think for 3 seconds.
Let's use your brain noggin
and see what that means, and the unnecessary burden and everything expectation that places upon me. That's really at the end of the day.
What was the question at the beginning of the story?
But same one we asked here in the poll is OP in the wrong for kind of sorry, what's the question of the episode? Yeah. When do you call out your family members? I think this is a very clear-cut case of this person is so honestly, I it's tempting to say when they're in the wrong, but if we're being real here, it's not always advantageous to call your family out when they're in the wrong every time. Yeah. I'm trying to think through like the vast majority of scenarios, and I feel like there's times where, you know, like there's probably times where OP was in danger due to her mom's substance abuse and everything. And at that point, it's like, yeah, of course, as that's like the most when a parent deserves to be called out on their crap, but it might not be safe for OP to do so, for one. But I guess like those are like the most extreme scenarios aside. It's like, I think this is a clear-cut case where you do.
Yeah.
You know, when, you know what? Maybe it's when there's long-term detrimental things that could happen as a result. This one, for example, if the toddler continues thinking OP is the mom, then OP now has to carry this burden she's already carried the burden for 6 years as a 11-year-old to a 17-year-old. Now she's going to carry it into her 20s. Let her go finally have a life and be able to grow herself as a person. You know what I mean?
Took her childhood away and let her have an adulthood.
Let her have she couldn't have a childhood, let her at least have an adulthood. At least, or at least early adulthood, like in the phase you're in right now, like your early 20s, you're, you know, exploring the world, traveling, growing, learning.
Hanging out with my best buds.
Pretty, you know,
pretty lit.
It's pretty good, right?
Oh yeah, the best.
It's pretty nice.
Some would argue.
Some would say. But that's a wrap for that story.
Yeah. OP. What does Sophia say that I hate?
What does Sophia say?
I'm not going to say it, but the thing that's off sound, I said it wrong because I hate it so much. Do that in the comments whenever you see this video, because we want to make sure everything gets figured out, and hopefully you're doing okay.
I'm completely lost, but I'm just going to...
All right, I'm going to say it right, but I'm going to put a lot of pause in between both words because I don't like it.
Yes.
Sound off.
Sound off.
Yeah, I don't like it. I don't know why I don't like it. I just don't like it.
It just doesn't hit. It just doesn't work for you.
It doesn't.
Sound.
Yeah, it's like up there with the G word. thing they do to donuts. That should only be done to donuts.
Oh my god, dude. Oh, you gotta love it. The things Riley will randomly have existential crises or just like things that cross his mind, and he'll just say them, and I'm never prepared. And they kill me every time.
Dude,
I'm trying to think what it was.
What did I say yesterday, dude?
What was it that you said? I was trying to think, even if it's like, is this to share on the show or is this just a moment between the two of us? Do you remember? I honestly can't remember.
I think I do.
I can't even remember.
I forget, dude. I just miss being around John so much.
Dude, we're happy.
It was 2 weeks. I didn't see John for 2 weeks. It was torture. It was so torture.
It was bad, dude.
I was about to just run up to his house and be like, yo, we're hanging out right now.
We're doing this.
I was going to drop everything, but he showed up at the party yesterday. And
it worked out
so
great.
Happy.
It was right at the breaking point when we all came together and we were happy family again.
I was about to call you and then he just showed up and I like came in tears.
There we go. It was beautiful. We had a moment of embrace. We sobbed.
We did.
But, ladies and gentlemen, did we ever get a count on how many stories you've read so far?
No.
If someone could comment below and give us a estimation on if anyone's been here the whole time, but I think probably up to 47 minutes, just as long as we got to make sure we hit all the story. We're running out of content to post for you guys, so
yeah, we really are. You guys
especially
want so much content,
especially for our Facebook family. Our Facebook family is devouring our content over there.
Here, let me count it.
Here we go. We're getting a count off sound off, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh my god! All right, 1, 2.
Ooh.
3, 4, and then in this story, 5.
5.
And they have a 6th and a 7th one coming up.
Great, beautiful. We're looking right as rain, boys and girls.
I was a little scared because we already read one story, and I was like, we miscalculated, but we're right where we need to be.
Right on schedule. I might see if the one true hero of our people is Sophia.
I called her name.
But what's the next one?
Next one is on this one. It is 579 S2.
579.
Dude, you guys are so funny. What is this one? Brittany, ICU Lynn, quote of the year. Oh yeah, no, Riley 2024.
Let's go.
That's me.
I'd vote for you.
Oh, thanks. What
Yeah.
What did Sam say?
What did Sam say?
We were talking about the I try not to talk politics with the Donner fam or anyone in that case.
Was it 20 posts a day thing?
No.
Else?
It was about the presidential debate that came up.
Oh yeah.
And Sam looked at me and said, "Dude, I would vote for you rather than those two guys." Yeah, I was like, "Same for you."
1,000%.
Dude, imagine us running for as a group running.
Let's just all the
presidential campaign.
Let's legally. There's got to be a way to like legally become one person.
Who's the person in charge of the army? What's that
the
called?
General.
I want to be that. You guys can pick who's vice president and president. I want to be the army person.
Oh, actually, chat picking what positions we should play.
Secretary of Defense
in the government. Yeah,
and then I get to be a sniper on top of the White House 1 hour a day because I think that's cool. That's what I'd want to do.
Yeah,
midnight shift, and then I have like the thermal thing, and I can see everyone walking around the streets of DC. That'd be cool. And then I get to practice like shooting a bazooka like every other week. Sorry, taxpayer dollars, but I think that would be needed. Okay, so
honestly,
I need to shoot a bazooka for President John, Sam, or Sophia.
I would definitely I would just drive a tank everywhere. I would. It's too lit. I just can't not do that. You know what I mean? I would definitely fly like a fighter jet by myself, by the way.
Yeah.
Like no training, just going and just, you know?
Dude, make America okay again, Teddy. Honestly, I just want America to be okay.
Dude, can we just be okay? Like I will thoroughly take okay.
Yeah.
Bro, Teddy dude, shout out to Teddy.
Shout out Teddy.
Who is also in our game show that we're in the midst of.
When's that coming out? July 10th?
It's gonna come out when we finish it. That sounds accurate.
Okay.
That
July
sounds
10th.
accurate. Cool. Anyways, guys, we got another one. Another one.
Another one.
Let's get into it. Am I the a-hole for accepting gifts and financial help from my sister's boyfriend?
Ooh.
And
What kind of help did you give him?
Oh, God. And this is the answer when you should call out family members, and it comes from Bitter Brownie, who says, hello, guys.
Hey.
Never used Reddit before. Only listened to the stories. My roommates told me to give it a go since we were disagreeing on a situation, so I thought, why not post it here? I, female 29, have a twin sister, May, and she has a boyfriend.
Oh, so sorry.
Oh.
This is an okay family member.
Okay, story time.
Okay, story time. So they have been listening to our stories.
That's
so lit.
wow, dude. Wow. I'm happy.
I love this.
I'm happy. Thank you for calling that out, guys. r/okay story time. You know the drill. They shut us down. We rose back up. Join so we can read more. We want to read your stories. Forget all these other people. We want to hear from you. So just send your stories in there. Anywho, my roommate told me to give it a go since we were disagreeing on the situation. So I thought, why not post it here? This is a long one, so strap in. I, female 29, have a twin sister, May.
What's up?
She has a boyfriend, male 31, Nate, of 5 years. They live in different countries, but are within driving distance. I've been in relationships here and there, but nothing that lasted during the time they dated. Background, May and me grew up pretty closely. We have a biological brother, male 34, who got himself adopted by our stepdad, but that's a whole nother story. And they didn't. That's kind of crazy. Anyway, because he played games from a young age, came home from school, did our homework, and got to gaming. 7 years ago, we, my sister and I, both started a new game together. We would occasionally say that we were a couple, aka pretend that she was a guy since she didn't use voice chat anyways to get some guys off of our back. That's it's weird, but a little bit evil genius to where it's like, if you want guys to start because dude, two women in a game voice chat lobby, I can only imagine.
Dude, I was talking to my girlfriend's friend, and she plays video games, and she's like, the amount of messages I get for just having a girl username is horrible.
Dude,
playing Call of Duty, it's so bad.
You got to have Mr. Meat 6969 as your username, so that way people won't do that.
Well, we all know who John's new username is now.
What is my?
It's Mr. Beat 6969.
Mr. Meat. You've heard of Mr. Beast, but have you heard of Mr. Meat? Anyways, now cue the meeting with my sister's boyfriend.
Okay.
He was part of a rival guild, so we got to interact frequently. At the time, my sister May was busy with work. Wait, is it the sister? Yeah, twin sister. Yep. At the time, my sister May was busy with work. We both chose the medical field, while I had just quit my job because my boss was a disgusting piece of crap. Anyways, I've spent quite some time playing the game, so I got into more contact with Nate. He was pretty persistent when it came to flirting, and I eventually resorted to saying I was taken so he'd get the hint that I wasn't interested. May, on the other hand, was. Oh, so this is before they started dating.
Okay.
But he was hitting on her first, and then she was like, hey, I'm not available, but my sister is, my twin sister at that. Okay. They started talking, playing together, and he eventually realized that she was, in fact, a girl as well. Dun, dun, dun. So he started hitting on her, all while still DMing me questionable things. Like one time he was drunk and told me he wanted me to ride his face. I beg your finest pardon. Oh, wow.
I would never request that from a woman.
Tell us more, Riley.
I was just saying.
Just kidding.
That's so disrespectful.
Yes, it is. I found that unless you're I'm not even gonna go there. I'm just not even gonna go there. I found that pretty effing rude and annoying. It is.
Yep.
But May didn't mind. She's way too good for this guy. Eventually, they started dating. We met his parents. They're nice people. Our family isn't in the picture. Because we chose to go no contact after some wild stuff. Nate is kind of odd. He works in IT, meaning he makes loads of money. He bought the house he and his parents live in. They basically do everything for him while he just works and comes home to play video games all night. Dude has never touched a washing machine or a stove in his life, but to each their own. May is more of a mom in the relationship, in my opinion, but if that's what they're into, sure. All right, now
Nice.
on to the issue, which honestly, I could see there could be an arrangement like where he's like, hey, let me like pay you guys, I'll pay for you guys' house and rent and everything if you guys are down to like chip in and like help make the meals and stuff, which is like kind of already low-key part of the like parent dynamic. I think that could work out well with the right mature person.
Yeah.
Like the right mature adult child in this case. I do think it is. I've known 30-year-old men who have never touched a laundry machine in their life. Yes. And it is very, let me tell you, bad. Very bad.
What?
Very bad.
Dude,
Yes.
I had to do my laundry at 10.
Same here.
What?
My mom as toddlers, we had a dryer machine that like folds out like this. She would plop the clothes on and have us push it in and like make it a game, which is smart.
Yeah, because toddlers don't know what's chores and what's a game.
It's so brilliant.
You stupid.
She did the same thing to me with Chuck E. Cheese, more or less, and potty training. She's like, Chuck E. Cheese said only big boys use the potty can go in. And guess what? I've been crapping in a toilet ever since.
With the right incentives.
Listen, with the right incentives, I will do anything. Anything.
Greatest story ever told.
But I digress. We are talking about this story today, ladies and gentlemen. When they started dating, Nate gifted May cats as an anniversary present. FYI, never gift animals to anyone. That's a horrible idea since they're more of a financial responsibility than anything. True. Great point. May couldn't keep pets in her.
So sorry. How much does your cat cost a month?
So we have my girlfriend. It's my girlfriend's cat. Had her for years before we even met. Let's just say student loans could be in the same range as what this cat has cost due to unfortunate health circumstances.
Okay, outside of the
outside
of that.
Probably like a little over 100, just considering
the medical stuff.
Just like the specific type of, we have to get her like a very specific like kidney friendly diet of food, and then the medicine that she has to take, and then also we have to take her in for these like big quarterly minimum checkups and stuff.
Okay,
so
about 100,
maybe like a $400 to $600 a quarter.
Okay,
Maybe
$125 a month.
Yeah,
minimum.
something like that.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. Now, May couldn't keep pets in her apartment, so my roommate and me took them in. Wow. Sadly, they're both chronically ill and require special food, medication, and frequent vet visits. What I just described. Bills piled up around $5,500 at this point. He has offered to pay for it, which I accepted since it was his idea to gift animals to begin with. When I interacted with him, I kept it civil, even if I am not his biggest fan. I do call him out on BS behavior towards my sister, though, because he can't just read between the lines. My mom likes me for that and commented once that he needs someone to tell him the unfiltered truth sometimes, something that May doesn't do, because she's uncomfortable with things like that. Saying that I would be a better fit for him, first of all, yikes. Second of all, what the F? Why? Wait, May said that? Or I think the mom said that.
Yeah.
Mom, what are you doing?
You're not a daughter's mom?
You're not there's girls,
like a girl's girl.
And then there's a girl's mom.
Yeah.
Are you a girl mom? Girls,
Are you?
Mom?
Come on.
Come on. One of those. Do it. Just do it. Occasionally, When he got a bonus from work, he invites May and me out for shopping and dinner, which is nice. May is the type of person to not take advantage of that. She's very frugal herself and doesn't like accepting gifts. I, on the other hand, don't mind at all. If at all, I see it as a payment for having to put up with him. Facts. And also, Mad Hatter Gal says, thanks for the $10. Think of it this way. Riley taking care of a pet is equal to raising a baby if expenses spent $1,000 on ER visit when my dog
1,100
had a seizure. Oh, 1,100. Yeah. Honestly, so the crazy thing about, and super quick, and we'll get back into it. The crazy thing about pet care is there's just like way less infrastructure and insurance and like things built around it. So it's kind of the terrible nature of healthcare where it's like you're in a literal do or die scenario, but there's even less infrastructure around the healthcare system for animals and like insurances and security for people than there is for humans. And you'll literally go in like for example, you can go to a hospital and they have to treat you regardless. Now, granted, they'll give you a giant bill after the fact. Vets and like animal ERs will be like, give me $5,000 now, or I'll give them to you and they're probably going to die.
Wow. See, I've heard of a story where this one guy was like, well, I'm just going to have to, the dog had like a broken leg and he's like, it's going to take like $1,000 to fix it. And the owner was like, well, I'm just going to kill it then. And then the guy was like, no, I'll fix it. But I grew up in a world where if the vet costs more than what you bought the dog for, then
that's how it goes.
Yeah.
That's how it goes. That's also a similar world that I
grew up in.
So, yeah, it's crazy.
It is, yeah.
Moral of the story, pet animal care is insane.
Wow.
Or animal health care, I should say.
Expensive.
So, if at all, I see it as a payment for having to put up with him. I also think that he gives stuff to people because he doesn't know how to be nice otherwise. He's just buying them, honestly. He's never had any friends in school or from work. My God, since all he does is play games. Actually interacting with other people in person is something that he doesn't get to do often. In my eyes, that's just his way of trying to get others to like him by gifting them stuff.
How did he get with the OP's twin then?
I think she's just kind of accepts it. I think her bar is very low. Her standards are low.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I'm reading, where she was like, oh, my sister doesn't mind all of these like, oh, ride my face. She's like, oh, you're so silly.
Okay.
But like, OP's like, huh?
Yeah.
Huh? Come on. Last year, I started getting closer to someone. Nate was being unreasonable, refusing to talk to me and giving me one-word answers at best.
Uh-oh.
Why would you? Oh, my God. I put an ICU in the comments if you see this is ridiculous. Not my problem, or so I thought. After my sister got wind of this, she urged me to mend whatever was going on. Bless her heart. I had a feeling of what it was, but I didn't actually want to hear it, because if I was right, it was going to be a problem for all of us. Something about blissful ignorance, or in my case, peace and quiet by ignoring it. Well, I should have just let it be. After a lot of pressure from my side, he finally caved and told me that he loves me.
He did hit on her first.
Dude. You know what? I'll really quickly say that why did she not speak up more when he and her sister were getting into a relationship? Because wouldn't you be like, hey, sis, he's a walking 6 flags of red flags. Don't do it, sis.
Yeah. But
sound off, queen.
Oh my God.
Now I can torture you with that.
But it's hard to like talk about your friends and your family's significant others while they're still in that relationship, because you don't want to be like, stirring the pot.
It can backfire.
Yeah.
It can so easily. You're like, don't tell me what to do. Yeah, it's such a delicate, hard to manage situation. Man.
Lose.
Well. Oh no! Have I lost my place?
I don't even know.
Or my case.
Oh wait.
Blissful ignorance.
Let's just start from. Well, he found the cave and told me that he loves me. Here we go.
Yes.
Just to be clear.
Thank you. Just to be clear, he also loves my sister. Hey, it's okay, guys. I got plenty of love for everyone.
I look at you guys like the same person.
God. Yikes. But he loves us both. I asked him what the F about my attitude towards him made him fall for me in the first place. He said that it was incredibly awful of him to say that to me when he's dating my gosh dang sister. He said he didn't know how. It just happened. He didn't expect a relationship. Thank God, but he wanted me to know and that he was jealous of the guy I was getting closer to. I told him what I do was none of his business and reminded him that he had May, that they had been dating for 4 years at this point. Ooh. 4 years. He said that he was well aware, but that he couldn't change his feelings. I said, yikes. And then told my sister. That's right. Claps are right. She asked if I ever encouraged any of the advances, and I replied with the truth. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Gotcha. I showed her our chat. They had a talk and decided to stay together. They're staying together. May said that as long as he didn't act on his feelings, it didn't bother her.
Girl, there are so many other better people out there for you.
Up your standards.
Come on.
We got a whole community. Granted, we have mostly women, but we have a whole community of we have tens of thousands of people that watch each of these episodes. Like, and this is r/OKOP show, right?
Yes, it is.
OP, tell your sister to find a man who listens to OK Storytime. That's a good man. He's seen the worst possible scenarios and he's learned how to navigate because he got good advice goofily. Okay? What more could you want in a man? I could not possibly imagine. I couldn't possibly imagine.
Wait, who are you talking
about? My roommate thinks I encouraged his feelings by accepting his gifts and the financial help with the cats, and that says that I'm the a-hole since I was suspecting he had feelings for me a while before it finally escalated.
Ooh, because that is how he gets friends, by gifting people things.
Interesting observation. Quick TLDR, my twin sister's boyfriend of now 5 years told me he loves me, and my roommate thinks it's because I let him pay for the cats and I'm taken care of, and accepted the occasional dinner and shopping trips where my sister was present. So, am I the a-hole? Edit for context. May and me are identical. She is also asexual, while I am not. And that, ladies and gentlemen, adds so much context and kind of confusion into where we're going to land. We got to break this one down.
Yeah.
We have got to break this one down.
Asexual.
Asexual. So basically, maybe one point that we talked about was why wasn't she just so disgusted and thrown off at his advances?
Yeah.
And she's like maybe kind of neutral. She's like, I'm asexual, so like I don't really, but honestly, I would almost think, wouldn't it be the opposite where you're like, hey, I don't want to engage in anything in that way, so I don't want you to, even suggest possibly even normal intimacy, let alone something as like harassing and abrasive and straightforward, etc. as that. I don't know. That's thrown for quite a loop, if I can be honest. But
she's basically being a mom to him. What is she getting out of this relationship? Like, okay, he does have a lot of money.
Yes, and it does seem financially taking care of her. He's financially taking care of his parents, to be fair.
About the house.
But you know what it is? You can have a lot of money and happen to take care of people, but not have the intention of providing and caring for them. So for a polar opposite example, someone like you, Riley Wilson, you're like, I find joy and satisfaction and purpose in providing both in every sense of the word, both like time wise, quality time, financially, love, everything. I would say as a like future husband and father.
Oh yeah.
Is like that's something that fills you with joy, gives you purpose, all of the good things.
Yes.
Right. He's kind of, it's almost like an accidental byproduct. Like he happens to be rich, so he's just it's like the easiest solution to his problems versus him doing it out of the purpose and intentionality that someone like you would do it out of.
Gotcha.
Right?
That makes sense.
Yeah. So that all being said, this story most relevantly ties back to the question of this whole episode. When do you call out a family member? When their life might be ruined.
Oh yeah.
I think that's it. I think that is the easiest qualifier, because I missed the commenter. Sorry, I missed the username, but someone said, "What? You don't want the rich to be eaten?" Hashtag eat out the rich. City without kidneys. Of course, dude. What a champion City without kidneys.
What a champ.
But to the greater point, yeah, I think in this case, May, the sister, might marry this guy. And I think we have to sit her down, and all we can do is be like, hey, I think that your life will end up, terrible.
Yeah.
And just kind of go for it. I think that's all you can do. You can't force them to receive that well or not. But I think you need to, and it's probably, maybe it hasn't reached D-Day, but I think as soon as there's even a whiff of marriage or kids, you have to strike immediately.
Have to.
Hopefully, I think you could like maybe let them rock, and hopefully they dissolve on their own, which is way better than you having to intervene. But if it reaches that point, do you agree?
Yeah, you have to, because it's just so unshaky. It's not a good foundation of a relationship.
It's not a good foundation, and like I think her life long term will be torturous. But also Mo says, "Get that money, sis." Lol. Hey, listen, if she's able to, no, I still think it's bad. I was trying to rock with you, Mo, but like that's a wholly unfulfilled relationship, and she is asexual, but it sounds like she's looking for a life partner.
Yeah.
And it seems like she wants one, because she's willing to deal with all this crap just to have a partner and a relationship and have all the other things in this. And wait, maybe they are not doing a lot of spicy sleep stuff. Maybe they're not very intimate, and that's why he's lusting after OP. There's just there's so many things that are wrong, can go wrong, etc. My God.
Speak up. And please, would love to see an update soon whenever you get that figured out.
Put an update. This is one of our very own. So put an update in our /OK Storytime. But speaking of our very own, let's quickly read some donations. Mad Hatter Gal, thanks for the $10. So the reason why I use third person point of view, Riley, is because I am the Mad Hatter and like to keep people on the toes. Think it more of a persona than anything.
Oh.
I agree with the third person persona of the Hatter. The Hatter does as the Hatter does.
John agrees. Riley agrees too.
Yeah, John agrees big time. And Dumpster Fire, thanks for the $5. Remind the folks to like the stream. I want a wheel spin. Oh, guys, we're pretty close.
Yeah.
We could still hit it. I
have some pretty good wheel spin.
Ooh, dude, Riley is always cooking up great wheel spins.
I actually, please do, because I got a really good one I want to do if it hits the right one.
Oh, God.
But I can wait for tomorrow. Oh, so we have a package right there.
Oh.
Right there. Look at my hand. Boom.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could hit that before the end of the stream.
Oh, yeah.
And then Tina M. I gave the wrong number. Thanks for the $10. What is the wrong? Oh, did Tina do an earlier donation? Or Tina, let us know.
Tina, what number are you talking about?
What numbers do you speak of?
And Sweet Hottie, who is that?
Guys, we miss
talking
Clinton too.
about.
All love. I'm excited for Clinton. I'm excited for him and his next great adventure.
I literally had one conversation with him.
It was, you know what? It was so fast, but still hurt so much.
Yeah.
It hurt as fast as it was.
Yeah. It was like, never mind.
They come and they go. You know?
There we go.
Talent flies in the wind. Oh, we got another we got another $10 on the donor link from Tina M. Asexual doesn't mean aromantic, which is another great point from Tina M. So May might be looking for, hey, I want the romantic parts of the relationship. You know, I also want a life partner. There's so many aspects of a relationship that May, it seems that May wants to be in a relationship, like a good amount here.
Yeah.
So here we go.
Hate the amount of BS she has put up with.
Dude,
You
it
deserve
is
better.
such fat. And honestly, she's not a gold digger at all. He's giving her money. She's being frugal with it. She's like, oh, I don't want to take too much. Like, this is a great example of May is a great example of a great person in a partnership.
Yeah.
And honestly, the word partnership is so great because it is two people coming to the table and giving to each other. And it's this exchange. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, you're my partner in crime. Like, we help each other throughout life and all this stuff. That's just Cassandra, 25 likes to go. Guys,
do it.
Like we said, we totally can do it.
Or she's going to hit you with the wrench.
Oh.
She's a mod.
Oh, wow. She's got the wrenches in her username. Wow. This is a little, are we the mob? Did we?
I am not the mob. The people that have the wrench are.
You're just like, there's a certain duchess that may or may not rhyme with Wasanda that may or may not do some things. I'm not saying one way or the other. I'm just saying, if you don't like the stream, bad things could happen.
We're not going to question it.
Oh my God. And then Dumpster Fire, thanks for another $5. Also, so glad you're feeling better. The boys are back. Dumpster Fire. Thank you.
Yeah, we're still missing one, but
we're still missing, we're just down.
We are down.
We are rapidly losing our men, our forces. When's
the last time we had everyone together? Been a minute.
That's actually a great point. We'll definitely have to hit it once Sam is back, especially given some things that may or may, we'll see. Who knows? I don't know.
That is true.
Who knows? We have to see. But
we have to see.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have one more story, and this is the seventh one.
This is.
It's all, everything's lining up. Don't worry if the timer runs out. We will go a little bit over. If we do hit a wheel spin, we will spin it. And you know what? We'll give you guys a mail open. You guys have been.
Do you want to do the mail open now?
Sure.
Right before we hit the end.
Here we go. This comes from. Can I say it without doxing the name?
Someone.
Golden State.
Whoa.
I'm not going to say that. That was close.
Go ahead and say it.
Nope. That was super doxing. It is. A crown for her royal queen.
Oh, the worm queen.
And there is some bit of a note here. A toned birthday crown and birthday queen sash, purple tiara, birthday girl, crystal crown for princess women. Okay, that is just the title of the Amazon description. I thought that was a note. Okay, here we go. Feliz cumpleaños, worm queen from MJ Grove.
MJ Grove. Wow.
MJ Grove.
That's awesome.
We will leave this for a surprise for Her Majesty the Worm Queen.
I don't know where she went.
How should we? I kind of want to surprise it.
Here, we'll just pack it back in, and then whenever she comes back, we'll be like, "Oh, we have something for you."
That's smart.
Or I could say, "Hey, I got you a present," and say it's for me.
Wow.
But I won't do that. I won't do that. I actually got her a present and cooked her hot dogs yesterday.
That's true. Of the meat and non-meat variety.
Yeah. Dude, I'm sorry. Tofu hot dogs should not be a thing. We cooked those things up yesterday.
Veggie. Got the veg. Anyways.
Let's
get into.
Oh, we got a wheel spin.
Oh,
we got a wheel spin.
All right, let's do it.
Dude, I cannot wait.
Right, dude, you haven't hit a wheel spin in so long.
I did, but it hit like 10 minutes extra. All right, here we go. What is this? What is this? Oh, 10 minutes extra. Or do we do since we did we gave you guys like 3 hours, we do something else.
Okay. Here's what I'm gonna say. We're gonna put up a poll. 10 minutes extra or respin.
Okay.
10 minutes extra. We will let the community decide. Let the community decide.
Yeah. We'll do this.
Yes. Here we go. So Riley put up the poll. I'm gonna pull up this next story and do sorry, I'm texting the one and only Worm Queen. I keep shifting. You can tell me when I keep
you're good, dude.
Shifting out of your view. I'm sorry. I'm being
Fine,
a bad host. Bad host. Bad. Okay, sweet sauce. Sorry, where were we at again?
Everyone's saying 10 minutes extra. We gave it to you last time, but I've worked really hard on the other
They must have us. They must have us by any means necessary at all costs. Sorry, where were we at again?
579.
579. That's right. We're at the same episode. Hooray, hurrah, 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 hooray. All right.
There's also an OK Storytime member.
Oh, this is too good. This is way too freaking good. Here we go. All right. Ex-boyfriend was basically his mother's husband. He married his mom. What are we talking about? Well, this comes from Artemis Q26. Wow. Who says? Went to high school with my ex-boyfriend. We met when we were like 15 years old. We are now in our 30s when we reconnected and started dating. I knew back in high school he had lost his father. We weren't close, but I knew it had been hard for him and his whole family. I'm just going to quickly see if this is something we've possibly...
Oh, you want me to check?
I think I had a suspicion, but now my suspicion is that we're in the clear. Okay. I think we're in the clear.
Yeah, we're good. I checked it.
Clear. Thank you, sir. So, I knew that way back in high school that he had lost his father. We weren't close, but I knew it had been hard for him and his whole family. Now, skip to about 17 years later, we started to date. We literally had not seen each other since graduation, and I slowly realized with the help of my therapist that my mother-in-law had indeed replaced her husband with her son, apparently. It is quite common for this to happen, obviously without the intimate part of it. Okay, so essentially, she has her son, and it's like, hey, you are you're going to be the provider. You're going to be my caregiver. You're going to do all of the duties that I want in a husband that is not romantic or intimate whatsoever, basically, which makes sense. Needless to say, it was very, very strange. I get that it's a huge loss for the family, but that just didn't seem healthy at all.
Yeah.
They lived together, and at one point, they had to move into his older brother's house. The house had 3 living rooms and only 2 bedrooms. Why so many living rooms? The master bedroom was for his brother and wife, and the other, well, that would be for their mom, right? I think the norm here would be, well, he would end up on the couch in one of the 3 living rooms, right? No, he slept with his mother in the same bed. Just, yeah. Not that makes it fully not weird, but yeah.
What's that? Bates Hotel?
Is that what they do? Oh, well, yeah,
like
that's
motel.
Out of necessity.
It's a TV show. It was like a mom and like a son, and it was kind of. I've never seen it, but it always looked weird in the commercials.
I know exactly what you're talking about, and yes, I think it is. Maybe it is Bates Motel or something. Hotel. He slept with his mother for almost half a year in the same bed. This man would wake up with a hard-on dong every single day. I swear they had 0 boundaries. Bates Motel. That's what it is.
Thank you.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Okay. They eventually moved out to an apartment where they each got a bedroom. Thank God. Thankfully, Opie says. His mom needed her hair dyed. He would literally cancel dates because he would have to paint his mom's hair that same evening. His mom needed company to go to the grocery store. You don't need company to go to the grocery store. He'd drop everything and go with her. Anything the mom needed, he'd cancel whatever he had going on and go with her. They lived together, and he would tell me he couldn't spend the weekend with me because he wanted to spend time with his mother. After all, she was alone. She had 3 older siblings, one of which lived across the street. Yeah, there's
Yikes.
no one who can spend time with her, and it's not like she's asking for an unreasonable amount of stuff.
Yeah.
Love Bubble says, John's brain is saying no. Stop. That's right. When we started dating, we set up a date to the movies. This was maybe 1 month into the relationship. Girl, run. Hopefully that's where this story is leading. I show up at the movies and spot him walking up to me. Put an ICU in the comments real quick. ICU, ICU, ICU. Do we have any ICUs right before we get to it? I show up at the movies and spot him walking up to me hand in hand with his mother to a date. This is a grown ass man. Dude. So we go into the movies in the booths. He is in the middle holding my hand with his left and holding his mom's hand with his right.
Are you in? Are you in?
Are you in what, Riley?
No, run.
Oh. I thought you
Also,
said,
are you in?
I mean, honestly, I thought that's what you were saying. Wow, what an insane double entendre to catch there. My God. I swear, watching them together, I felt like a third wheel.
Ooh.
Ew is right. Anyway, we broke up after almost 2 years. No! After he cheated on me with a nurse. He was an intern. A waste of time. Whoever marries him, be ready to have your mother-in-law live with you because that is what will happen. She'll probably be on your honeymoon too. Ladies that are reading this, if he is a mama's boy, you won't change him. You will always be second to his mother and you will never be a priority ever. Also, we're literally 50-50 split.
That is insane.
That is
50
crazy.
votes. People, lurkers, speak up.
Lurkers, you
Stand
you
up.
you literally have the power. We have to get a tiebreaker by the end of this story to decide what we're going to do.
3 more paragraphs.
3 more paragraphs, guys. Change. Can we sway
I
anyone?
promise you, the respin, if it lands on one of the other ones, will be worth it. It'll be so fun.
That's what Riley promises. So, do you want to change your vote to 2 to do respin? Let us know. Let's get some swing states in there. Okay, let's swing the election. And yes, I should have run for the hills. Everyone in the chat is saying it. I see you. After that movie date, but love bombing is a real thing, and I remember those rose-tinted glasses I had on were thick. At the time, I was totally convinced he was the one. Comments. Surprise. Impossible 21 says that was wild. This is the bottom of the barrel of available dudes, I guess. Lol. Lol, he did you a favor by cheating, so you woke up maybe. Sorry, OP. It should have been very hard for you. It should have been very hard for you. I don't know what that means. Chemical Chemist 7076 says, honestly glad he cheated. Imagine a world where you got married and had kids and spent years and years of emotional abuse. Good point. Great point. It was sort of like he did you a favor. The best quote I like to use is, when he shows you who he is the first time, listen, the red flags always wave. Dude, the red flags always wave is a banger. And guys, let's end the poll. We've just finished the story. Vote changed to a respin.
That's crazy.
Vote just changed to a respin, ladies and gentlemen.
Lurkers did the thing. where
Lurkers, they did the thing, and we are absolutely locking in. Shen Valley Mama was one of the respinners. So let's do it. Let's close it out and lock it in and
With the respin.
give her a whirl.
But yeah, I'm glad you ran, OP. That's crazy. Also, if you have update, what is that guy up to now?
Oh, please update us, guys. Keep the stories coming. We want to get we again r/OKOP show. We got shut down. We were out of the count for a bit. We want to come back to reading all of your stories. That is our dream scenario. Is we only read your stories. So
only members. Send
them in so we can get that nice flow back. We had a nice little flow going on. So please. Real quick, right before you do it, I want to read Matt Hattergal's comment and discuss a little bit more. Matt Hattergal, thanks for the $20. It's funny how you guys are reading this story. I was telling you, Mr. Hatter, that I am happy to have a mother-in-law that does not stick her nose into our business and believes in boundaries. Never date a mama's boy. I never kind of like thought of the perils of dating like the dangerous toxic mama boy archetype where he like he treats only his mom great and all other women terribly.
I even date,
dude. Just why with women? Just like, hey, listen, you hate women so much. Why don't you? There's an alternative.
Yep,
guys, we have options.
We have options.
But yeah, so just to close out, guys, I said OKOP show because it was r/OKOP show that was closed out, to be fair. Denise Brandberg Bras says, celebrating 3 months of membership. I love OK Storytime. Denise, can I be honest? Same. Freaking same. Same, bro. But yeah, let's just to quickly close this out. OP, it's just an unfortunate circumstance of you get love bombed and you're in a relationship and only hindsight is only 2020. So OP now knows. OP's now out of the relationship. All is well that ends well. She got out and doesn't have any kids or didn't have to get a divorce.
Facts.
So there we go. All right, Riley.
Here we go.
Yes, we're giving it to you. He's like a dog that couldn't wait. He's like, what? All right, respin. It's okay, respin. I think that people want something else other than.
Oh, not Jeopardy. No. Oh, would you rather?
Okay, that was the most rigged I've ever seen.
What?
But
what do you mean?
I'll allow it. What do you got? What do you got?
Thank goodness. Okay. I really want to do this.
Bill Conkling says, at Riley, you heard the people. And we answered.
1 second. Keep reading the comments. I gotta get this
all right.
out.
The Tomlet says, it sounds like the ex was a victim of emotional incest. It's extremely damaging.
Ooh.
Dude, I've actually never heard that term before. I've only heard of the full package, the all of that and the bag of chips. But yeah.
Okay.
Almost
Almost there. Sorry guys, I rigged it. I've really spent a lot of time on
everyone's like
this.
20 minutes now. 20 minutes. OMG Viola. OMG Riley. So rigged. So rigged.
It's gonna be worth it. I promise.
Stella Bogfeld. 20 minutes.
Okay.
Lilo, we won the 20 minutes. But okay, we're gonna go. Riley rigged it, but I'll give it to him, guys.
Okay, it's gonna be worth it.
Okay, let's talk to me.
This is called the Would You Rather.
Okay.
Where I asked John and everyone else, would you rather?
Are we doing poll and host answer?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
fire.
Let me get the poll set up. So
yeah, go ahead. I'll talk to the people.
One will be red, and you
Yes.
guys can go through each time and like change it, so you guys don't have to like
right.
Yeah.
We'll refresh it.
Yeah, it'll refresh it.
Yeah, so 1 is red and 2 is blue.
Yeah, blue. So I want to play this with you guys. Save poll, save, and then start. Okay. All right. Here we go. Here we freaking go.
Make it
Question. Would you rather fight 100 10th graders or 200 6th graders? The only weapons you have are anything you would find during the medieval times.
Okay, so I have a weapon from the medieval times.
It has to be like melee. It can't be like bow and arrows. Well, yeah, actually it can be bow and arrows and stuff. But which one would you rather fight?
100 10th graders or 200 6th graders. Okay, so here's the thing. So Riley recently told me that LeBron's not Bronny, but Bryce
is
James already 6'7" or something to that effect.
Yeah.
So a 10th grader, that's a 15, 16-year-old person. A 10th grader can be 6'7". Guys, news flash. I am not 6'7". I am far from it. I'm like 5'11" at best.
Yes.
Like really 5'10" and some change. So without shoes and all that. So I'm gonna go and I can get I think if I get like a good mace.
Mm-hmm.
I've been watching a Game of Thrones.
Ooh.
Yeah, as me and Naima, we were away, so we like watch the shows that the other person isn't interested in. That's our like time to dig into those. So that's been fun. But I think I could get like a mace or
yeah, because 6th graders are as my little brother Sawyer. That's
like I
all
feel
he
like
is.
it kind of domino style, just but so lock it in. I'm gonna go blue. Let's lock it in on
same
blue.
and everyone else the same.
Everyone
blue.
else votes blue. So heck
Nice.
yeah, let's go everyone.
All right,
with
here
you.
we go. Next one. Wash your hands all day and stay at home, or literally effing die.
I would literally rather do anything than Riley, you just described my entire week last week.
Would you rather die than to do all that? That's all you can do is stay at home and wash your hands all day, or die.
Okay,
Those are the only two options.
Okay. So, God, this is a little bit of trigger warning here. So literally all you can do is wash your hands and be at home.
Yeah.
But like even being at home,
Can't go outside.
I'm like, I'll admit you are throwing me for a loop here. And I think chat is feeling the
Everyone's saying red.
the indecision. Yeah, we do
Everyone's
have a majority.
saying wash your hands and stay home. Well, the fairness is like you guys get to watch us too, I guess, if you're at home washing your hands.
Yeah,
I
think, and people do all these stupid like whatever like hypotheticals or like workarounds. I stay true to the sport and I'm like, okay, I'm only washing my hands and stuff, but honestly, if we're really thinking about it, it is kind of similar to just like, would you rather be locked in a big white box, and literally be able to do nothing but sit for the rest of your life, or would you rather like maybe move on to another life?
Yeah.
As morbid as it is, I think I'm actually I'm gonna roll the dice.
Where are you rolling the dice?
I'm blue.
You're bluing?
I think
You'd
so
rather
because
die?
like
Yeah. I hate washing my hands
like
all the time.
it's not like washing the hands. It's just like it's better than sitting in a white box.
Yeah.
But
I wash my hands when I need to, but like all the time.
only
and then
being
staying
at home, yeah, that's too much. Anyways, okay, cool. And
I'm blue.
so me and chat disagree. Chat says stay at home, wash hands. Red.
All right, next
So,
one.
That's cool. 1 for 2.
Okay, get $2 million right now, or get $10K a month.
Blue, easy,
Blue?
easy.
Okay, but if you think about it, you know how many months would have to pass in order for you to get $2 million?
See, I just blindly didn't do the math. Also,
But I understand your cash flow answer.
Yeah, like the money, like, or it's like, I would rather take the long term. It's like the long term investment versus.
Yeah.
So yeah, 2 million divided by 10,000 is 200 months, which is 16 years. So I might change my answer only because honestly 16 years could work, but
Are you going to last that long?
listen, buddy, you want to talk about no, I'm just kidding. But 2 million times point, even let's go 4%. So if we just got 4% interest, if we just put all of this in just like index funds,
Yeah.
straight boring blasé stocks and bonds, 4% a year would be 80 grand a year, which is almost 10K a month.
Yeah.
So I think for me, I would do red and do 2 million because I'm able to actually be money ahead. But I think generally speaking, for the human population, it is more dangerous to get the 2 million because you're more at risk of blowing it, and like maybe even like a lot of rich people go into debt because they're so used to throwing money around, they get into a ton of debt. So I think I would take red.
Red?
Yeah, because then I can get, you're telling me minimum 80 grand a year
Yeah.
off of interest. Whereas like you can't get anywhere. It would take so long with 10K a month to get anywhere close to that on interest. Not worth it.
So you're going red?
Red locked in. Absolutely.
Honestly, I do blue. I mean, 2 million would be nice right now, but I don't have anything to really invest at this age. I don't think I'd make a smart decision. With
Yeah,
$2
you're like,
million
let
in
me
my bank
save
account.
myself from myself.
Yeah.
The 10K, you're like insured.
Insured a month, and then I'm good. And then I can still work and, I'm
Yeah.
good there.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Next one, have your flight canceled or get COVID.
Easiest question of all time, red. Don't even have to
Red?
think about it. Red.
Dude, I don't know. Like, okay. Let's say you had COVID, but you were with your girlfriend and the cat.
And a what?
You were with your girlfriend and the cat.
And the cat. I would rather have the flight canceled.
Really? I would if I had my girlfriend and got COVID and I was like stuck with her, and I would just watch movies all the time. I would rather get COVID than get my flight canceled.
Well,
I hated getting my flight. Okay, imagine driving an hour to Charlotte and then you get there and your flight's canceled after waiting. And then you have to ask your poor mother to drive you back 45 minutes and get you back to the airport the next day and drive an hour and a half to the airport.
And left at like 2 a.m.
And left that
Going
airport
back
at 2 a.m.
like
and have to
morning.
get back on the road at 9 a.m. and ask your mom, please, could you do this? And then get there, get on a flight, 20 minutes into the flight, in the air, they say, hey, we got to turn this bad boy around, land, and then
That's crazy.
you have to
I didn't know that.
wait another like 5 hours to get on the next flight out of there, and then you get back at 11 p.m. whenever you told your girlfriend to get there at 6 p.m.
Here's the problem, Riley. You and I have both gone through extremely recent experiences on opposite ends of the spectrum here. So we are just going to vote for our most recent terrible experience.
Yeah, I'd rather get COVID.
And chat is literally completely split here.
Wow, you guys don't even
Almost
know.
exactly.
Holy cow.
That's so funny.
Yeah, because I just hated asking my mom to.
Sucks.
Yeah.
Sucks. But yeah, I'm going red. You're going blue.
Okay.
There we go.
Yep. All right. Here's the next one. Freeze time for 30 seconds once per day, or rewind time 30 seconds once per day. So you get to freeze it, or you can go. 30 seconds. Only 30 seconds.
And it's both one time per day. I think rewind, because then you're able to like, if for instance, if you're ever like, wow, I said something that I like so regret, and like, oh man, that was so mean. Like, I'm talking to my girlfriend, I'm frustrated, and I'm like, I'm like, that was disgusting. Why did I just say that?
Yeah.
Rewind, erase it, and say something loving instead.
Ooh.
You send an email. I don't know. I'm trying to think of other.
You can go back on a sub. I feel like you can gamble more if you rewind 30 seconds per day.
Oh, I was trying to think. I was like what's the financial
more money out of this?
Because if you could go back in time, the easy thing is like, just like pick stocks that win. You could create some sort of alert that's like, maybe you have like a 10-second stock alert.
Yeah.
And then it's like, boom, it went up, and then you go 30 seconds in time, buy a bunch of the stock, and then just like release it 30 seconds later. I feel it annoying, but I feel like you could probably figure out something with that. Honestly, just gambling.
Gambling, you could kill it.
You just go to the casino and you just like, the problem is once.
Yeah.
That's tricky.
Once per day.
But it's a lock on rewind for me. It's blue.
Blue?
Yeah,
but like freezing time, you
wraps.
could steal stuff. Like you can get it just right, steal it.
I see, I don't care about stealing stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like, I like, as much as I love stealing stuff, which we've talked about on the show, I'm still gonna go rewind.
All right, rewind it is. Got 2 more left, guys. All right. Have a ghost cook for you every day, or have a ghost clean your house every day?
Oh, dude, cook.
Cook, same.
I feel like cooking is way more of a mental chore than cleaning is. I actually started while Naima was gone. I had nothing to do. I just started vacuuming almost every day.
Really?
And mopping almost every
We need
day.
to reset the poll.
Oh yeah, hold on. Let's see what you guys. So we're both red, but let's see what you guys say.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I would say honest registering. I would say if I had kids, I would want a ghost to clean my house every day.
Ooh, dude, what a great caveat.
So honestly, I would pick the Ghost to clean my house every day now, so that later on I don't have to clean. Because right now, 20-year-old me, I'd be like, yo, Ghost, I need 150 grams of protein every day. Get after it.
Yeah.
But I mean, longevity wise, I clean the house every day.
Interesting. I think I'm still going with cooking.
Cooking? Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. All right.
That's all I got to go.
Last one. No internet or no electricity.
Oh, dude.
Mm-hmm.
The only tricky part is, how do you have internet without electricity?
Yeah. But like, it's sort of like, I have electricity, but I have no internet, so it's pointless. Or, well, yeah. This was actually a dumb question. I don't know why. I saw this somewhere and I was like,
Yeah. I think, I guess I'll go no internet so I can have all electricity.
all electricity?
Yeah, versus like no electricity, you have nothing.
Or like
Low-key.
internet. Or, here it is. Okay, you have the generator that is solar powered, but that is the only electricity you get.
So, right, I could either only electrically power my internet, or I could have electricity for everything but internet.
Yep. But you have that generator, and you would have to do it through solar power, and you only get a limited amount of time.
Well, it's not like, I feel like a good scenario is like you either get unlimited electricity for everything else, or unlimited electricity only for internet, and you don't get electricity for literally any other.
Oh, right. You can't drive anywhere. Okay. I like that better.
Or maybe not. I mean, driving is gas. Actually, driving is gas. For you and I, at least. So,
yeah.
honestly,
Yeah.
I think
Electricity.
I think I might go. No, I think I might go. Or sorry, yeah, I might go no electricity, so I can still have internet. I can still drive. I can still.
Yep.
I can still drive to a restaurant and whatever else, or like, I don't know, cook with the sun. I don't know. I could figure it out. I want the internet, so
You want the internet.
I'm going blue.
Blue? Same, blue. It looks
And the
like
people
everyone
agree.
else did. All right.
There
but
you
yeah,
go.
that was that's what I made. I
Dude.
spent a lot of time doing that. So
That's fun.
I'm glad that was fun.
Love it.
Good.
Love it, dude. Guys, W's in the chat for Riley and his incredible wheel spins. Producer of the decade award. But guys, I have some sad news.
Yep. Really sad news.
That's it.
That's all we got.
That's all we got, folks. So if you love us, make sure to subscribe.
We love you.
And see you tomorrow.